All right. So you were successful in conquering Twycross at the conclusion of your the battle at Trellshire Heavy Industries, where you fought a stream of cutting edge mechs walking off the assembly line. Um, but defeating that, and with your allies, the Jade Falcon Guards, uh, conquering Kamora, the planetary capital, uh, most of the most like almost all resistance on Twycross has fallen. The Falcon Guards report that Kamora has actually largely been abandoned, as there was a fleet of dropships that took off as they were approaching, and they left only a token resistance to slow them down so the dropships could get away.
Uh, so the so, but you said, did you say the last game that it was like everybody left?
Not absolutely everybody. Like,
Hmm.
evacuating a million strong capital city is going to be impossible in, a matter of days.
Yeah.
Uh, but certainly it is a fraction the population that it was to begin with, and uh, everybody important is gone. So the political and military leaders fled, and any important uh, like a lot of important infrastructure was was removed too. It's not like they stripped out the power plant, so now anybody left behind is just gonna die. But you know, all of the the uh, you'll you go hunting, like the watch goes hunting for intelligence and comes up very short. They fought a a valiant delaying action, which which meant they were able to liquidate a lot of their intelligence and get away fairly clean, but at the cost of many lives of their militiamen.
Hmm. The What is the clan's policy on Comstar at this point?
So Comstar, the clans are actually working with Comstar. So you haven't had much contact with them, but if you'll recall, several sessions ago,
Mhm.
I think this was even before the campaign on Bensinger. Uh, you saw the Star Colonel speaking with, a strange man in a white robe.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
if you so and but the policy from the group was kind of, we don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
So you kind of kept your distance. So um, you will have an opportunity to inquire if you would like, but
Hmm.
you yourself don't know all that much.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if it was like, if there was like a roasting of the Comstar adepts out of the thing, like we'd seen that or anything.
No, in fact, if anything, they were welcoming the uh, the Star Colonel of
Alakent Brockman.
they were they were welcoming the Star Colonel of the Falcon Guards, Adler Malthus, to with open arms.
I, for one, support our new
Yeah.
insect overlords.
Well, and I mean they, as far as you can tell, have declared themselves as neutral. So they administer the HPG on worlds all over the Innersphere, no matter who owns them. So they're simply seeing you as well, you're the one running your flag up on that flagpole. Great. Here's the bill
Business as usual.
for running running our HPG.
long as they get their money, that's all they care about.
That's right.
No, it makes sense.
Apologies for being late.
That's quite all right.
Okay.
Welcome, Jerry.
Yep. Hey, Jerry.
Just quick look, Jerry. Did you have anything you want to spend XP on?
Blades.
Blades. Okay.
Nice.
I did say that, but you said something before that.
Yeah, you have just enough XP for that.
Nice.
So spending 23 XP on blades.
Yeah. It's almost like I planned it.
Yeah. All right, you are now competent with blades. And also, enough time has now passed that you have fully recovered from your wounds. Also, was there anything you wanted to conclude on Twycross? I was just sort of giving a little after action of...
I was supposed to duel Rama after leaving the planet.
Well, I think Rama would at least wait until your wounds have healed before...
Yeah, that's what we agreed on. So
yeah.
Probably
So,
when we hit Malibu or after the first mission on Malibu.
Yeah, we can certainly do that. But it's more... So, rather, there will be enough time by the time you reach Malibu that you'll have recovered. You want to have recovered by the time you leave Twycross.
Mm-hmm.
So, was there anything anybody wanted to conclude on Twycross? Matt said he wanted to go book shopping, and he was definitely successful in that. There was, there are, so like the sensitive intelligence and stuff was all liquidated, but just if you want to find a repository with some history books and some a listing of the Ares conventions or a mercenary handbook or something like that. I think those were things you said you were interested in. Yeah, so you can definitely you could locate those very easily. And nobody is going to try and stop you.
Nice. Okay, cool.
One thing I like to try to inquire is to see if I can get Ashkan's or whatever my bondsman's name. It's been a while.
Yes.
See if I can get his Thunderbolt upgraded to maybe have some clan weapons on it.
So the factory that you captured would have refit kits for riflemen, battlemasters, and stalkers.
And that's it.
By the way,
because it's that factory makes them.
Okay,
but you don't have.
So I'll get our battlemaster refit then.
Okay.
I like to volunteer for any investigation squads going into the factory since we shut it down and therefore we have no proper intelligence inside.
Yep. Yeah. Once.
Oh, but he's too big to be a thief.
Yeah. Once the resistance on the surface was finished, once the mechs were defeated on the surface, you found absolutely no resistance underground. So under the watchful eye of warriors, technician and scientist casts have taken over the factory with very, very little fanfare.
No intelligence discovered or anything?
I mean, in terms of intelligence, this isn't a military facility, it's a factory.
I mean, along the lines, since we're saying scientists cast and engineers in there, maybe they make some discovery about maybe they're developing weapon technology comparable to clan tech.
Yeah, certainly they don't have anything comparable to clan tech, but they do, and you do know this, that they have recovered, by and large, up to the level of at least weaponry up to the Star League era. So you've encountered weapons that were commonplace among Kerensky's Exodus. But so for example, you saw pulse lasers in the last fight, and
oh, did I?
Yes. And ultra autocannons, and that I believe is the first time you've encountered those in the Inner Sphere.
Definitely, yeah.
They'll
So
have their PPCs and Gauss rifles and double heat sinks.
They were inferior.
they were inferior to Clan Tech, certainly, but they were equal to Starleague Tech. So they're only 300 years behind the times now instead of 500.
Cool.
I lost 3 limbs last battle, so yeah, I can contest that their weapons are better.
Yeah.
Better than they were, yes.
Yeah. So at some point before you leave, Nova Captain Brax, the who was your former commander when you were in the J Falcon Irie, will meet with you and say, like, you know, how proud he is to have had at least a small part of your success, and you know, he eagerly watched your your trials on Stranomecti and have been following your successes in the Inner Sphere.
Nice.
Now I do not have the want or means of issuing a true trial of position or possession, but my my unit is running short on mechs. Do you happen to have any assigned to your trinery that you may be able to spare?
The Hellbringer.
A Hellbringer would be amazing. I was speaking more of, you know, some Inner Sphere salvage you may have captured.
We do have a Battle Master that's going to be refit in a local factory.
We just got ourselves a rifleman.
And
Yep.
Those would be ideal if you would be willing to part with them.
I'd be willing to part with them.
Was the
Consider we
rifleman?
got 2 of the riflemen. Yeah, we can spare one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a cool mech. I'd love to try it once.
Which one?
The rifleman on the field. It doesn't
Oh.
have 2 large pulse lasers and a couple other cool things in it.
Oh, I had a lot of
I think the rifleman had standard large lasers and ultra AC5s, if I recall.
I think they're ER large
They're the
lasers.
PPCs.
Oh, PPCs, yeah.
Love to see that on the field.
But
I forgot to add the rifle.
Then you should have followed me instead of hiding in the back. Then you would have saw plenty of them.
Oh, Frederick was not hiding in the back
dude.
at all.
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
you
not very
ran out
smart.
as well as I did.
Yeah.
Because I lost an arm too, and I survived.
A arm. Oh, boo-hoo.
No, Frederick was not timidly hiding in the back by any means.
I know, and he
No.
turned his back to them and started running away when they started shooting his back.
That was just because I had the most armor left there.
All right, so are you willing to part with any chassis?
Yes.
Yeah, we can part with. Oh yeah, we got lots.
We got
yeah, we got tons.
Battle Master, Highlander, and Battle Master Eric. We got Battle Master, Highlander, and
Thunderbolt.
And keep in mind, we will be garrisoning this world, so designs that
No jump jets.
would work well in this high temperature environment would be ideal. But
so we have a
certainly,
Battle Master,
beggars
the
cannot be
Highlander-
choosers.
Battle Master, Highlander, and the Rifleman.
We've got 2 Thunderbolts as well.
Got 2 Thunder. We got 1 Thunderbolt, don't we?
Don't we have the 5SS and the 65? Or is that 1 Mac?
5SS.
No, I thought we took the Highlander. Because I have the Highlander. That's what we salvaged that mission.
Says Thunderbolt on here. Says we have a Battle Master and we have a Thunderbolt.
Yeah, that Thunderbolt
Did
is
we
my.
not upgrade the reference sheet for our mech list? Because I don't see the stuff we got last mission.
Yeah, I forgot to put it in the Rifleman. But I
Okay.
know we got the Rifleman. No, that Thunderbolt 5SS is my bondsman, and I promised him I'd keep it for him.
Well, I have to kill soon.
Very well. So yes, any of those mechs would be absolutely ideal.
Yeah, so Battlemaster, Highlander, and Rifleman we can give. And depending on what you have available, we may throw in the Hellbringer.
I need.
They're a garrison mech. Let's not give them a high. If they're garrisoning, why are we giving them an Omni?
Yeah,
Give
We
them
should
the
keep the
fucking
Omnis for the
Thunderbolt.
frontline mechs, for the
Yeah.
frontline
Yeah.
units.
yeah, I just hate the Hellbringer. That's all.
Well,
Yeah,
we can
but-
trade it for something else when we
Yeah.
can, but let's not just give it to a garrison unit, man. I think
Storyline
that kind of
wise,
Yeah,
we're
you-
keeping
that's
the
the-
You
Thunderbolt.
might
a bit much.
hate the Hellbringer,
Yeah.
but others may like it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
All right. So yes, that is perfect. Thank you, Star Captain or Star Commander.
How do I say you're welcome? Sayla?
Just you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Sayla is
Have
more
fun
of a
with
like
it.
solemn, like almost amen sort of word.
Can't hear you. Right.
Anyway, so it is at this time that everyone's communicator goes off and says, "This is Star Colonel Devlin Hazen. The Diabolus seems to be approaching our dropship at high speed. I need everyone in our cluster aboard as soon as possible so we can take off. The window is closing."
So,
Oh,
So,
man.
luckily, none of you are far from the dropship, so it is easy for you to get there. But
Karam was just going to go and get a gift for his girlfriend. It's fine.
well, you definitely have time for that. Like there were a bunch of other people were doing other things. Were you looking for anything in particular?
He still isn't sure what to get her, to be honest. She's kind of a badass, so she probably won a battle trophy of some kind.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can definitely. We can say you have taken trophies. Like you've ripped the heart out of out of how many mechs at this point?
Did we rip a heart out of an Atlas?
Certainly an Atlas died on your watch.
Two, I think.
I don't
Yeah.
think it was me, though. I think it was Frederick that did that.
Yes, but like if you're looking for sort of, a warrior's gift, perhaps a the like sidearm taken from a mech where you've pulled out of their cockpit.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks for that.
All right. Yes. So yeah, there's a
we can also give them the Ishtar tank. Are we ever going to use that?
yeah, exactly. Give that to them.
yeah, they will happily take any equipment that you do not want off your hands.
There you go.
If you want, Karam, I collect the blood of all my victims. So if we have some overlap, I could try to go over my files and find some for you.
Actually, that would be acceptable to me.
Oh, that's sweet. The blood of your enemies.
I just need to get back to the ship to get it. Sorry, it's not on me. I don't have
Yes.
enough pockets.
So yeah, certainly, yeah, we can definitely say you have taken, trophies from downed opponents. That's very easy. You have downed more than enough opponents.
Awesome.
Actually, right on me, I do have the blade I used to stab the hand of that one officer from the 2 battles ago when we were interrogating.
Not a bad idea. I could get it cleaned up.
Why would you clean it? That would wipe away the blood.
Right. That's true. Oh, you mean you collect blood not in vials but on knives?
Oh no, if I can, I have both.
Yes, I think blood on a knife would be acceptable to my girlfriend.
Okay, here, it's in my pocket.
All right.
Wrap it up.
So that all done, you hustle back to your dropship double time, and just as the brutal sandstorm is approaching,
God.
and are able to take off. It's a very bumpy ride.
Lovely.
And you make note that also at the spaceport are the dropships of the Jade Falcon Erie and Falcon Guards, who missed their window and will be staying on Twycross a little bit longer.
Uh-oh.
Marines, we are leaving!
Pretty much. All right, and so you arrive back on your warship, the Janice Hazen. And as is your custom, you after a successful mission, you retire to the Laser Warrior.
Man, I've got that armadillo video in my head still.
Oh, neat looking ship.
Yeah.
Yes, so that is
that really is cool.
that is an Aegis class warship.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like how the second cutaway makes it look like it has a smaller jump ship inside of it.
Well, that's kind of what a warship is it's a jump ship with a warship built around it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Oh, man.
But like all jump ships, it's like the jump drive is like the spine of the ship.
Yeah.
All right. So you are greeted by the purveyor of the establishment, Connor. Says, particularly as Xerxes comes into the room, he's like, "Bro! Sepkin! I heard you were successful down there.
He responds, and I ask him how my hatchet is.
It's right where you left it, Radix."
Literally, like,
Good.
high five.
Yeah.
Little chest bump over the bar.
Chest bump.
So you guys have been down on that dust ball fighting in the desert for a month. You must be thirsty.
Parched. Buddy.
All right. So he will pour out a round of drinks on the house.
Nice.
And you take a sip, and it tastes off.
Oh no!
It's like, you're used to getting the nice stuff like Fusion Airs and really like hard liquor. This is like a watered down like light beer,
Oh my god! No!
and it's just like it. And you look around at like the food that other patrons are eating, and it's you're used to seeing sort of like well prepared like pub food, and this is like this looks about like airline food. It's all like prepackaged like rations.
I take it supplies are in short order on this trip.
Yeah, I didn't want to point it out, but as you mention it, the High Jade Falcon Command has, in my estimation, as a member of the merchant caste, don't let this get up to the higher ups, but I think they've maybe overextended their supply lines a little. We're running on fumes in terms of consumables.
Ooh. Well, next time we hit a planet, maybe we can see if we can't requisition something for it to get us back in the fight.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, the fight isn't a problem. I don't think we're running out of consumables for machines, but we are running a little light on luxuries.
Are you requesting me to kill civilians so I can take their stuff?
No.
Because that would be a total disregard to our mandate. So I would need to confirm that kind of.
I agree. No. Do not misunderstand me. I do not want you to kill anybody except enemy warriors. That is the Jade Falcon way. We are so long as nobody challenges their caste, we should have no reason to kill civilians.
I'm confused about this inquiry then.
I'll see what I can do about trying to get you some proper supplies for your bar.
That would be a very nice and well appreciated gift, Star Commander.
Thank you. I would try to negotiate for the laser warrior to get like better stuff.
Okay.
So the not long after you have made it to the bar, the Janice Hazen breaks orbit and starts burning for the jump point. So you can feel the acceleration of gravity return after a little bit of floating.
It's the jump that really hurts.
Yeah, it's the jump that hurts you, Karam.
Don't worry, Karam. I got your bucket from the room.
Yeah, Devlin Hazen will you'll notice your Star Colonel is at his table in the bar and is sitting with your Star Captain Jewel Feng.
Nice.
I will approach them.
All right.
And say, is it morning or afternoon?
It's in space. It's kind of morning and afternoon are concepts that don't exist aboard a spacecraft.
Yeah, I would say like
let's say it's midday, but yeah, it is yeah it's the forenoon watch.
Yeah. Greetings, Star Colonel and Star Captain. I have a couple of requests that I would like to make before we touch down in Malibu.
All right, here, have a seat and join us.
Very
we were
well.
just discussing your exploits on the surface.
Before I join you, I would like to present my usual gifts of the severed fingers from the members of the Ferrets, the two sergeants and the lieutenant.
The members of the what?
Those special forces, the Ferrets, the
rabid foxes.
Or rabid foxes, the two sergeants and the lieutenants, the lieutenant I was interrogating, the severed fingers I collected.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Thank you, Mech Warrior Radix.
You're welcome.
You can tell he's not loving this.
Yeah, but I'm totally oblivious to those kinds of concepts.
Yeah. Anyway,
his enthusiasm is as keen as his social awkwardness.
Hey,
So-
I took Disturb to get an extra point. I'm gonna stick to it.
Mm-hmm. So I can see it. So Nikita, you said you had a request for your.
I have two. One is I would like to somehow try to trade our Trinary's Hellbringer for possibly a summoner, another heavy of its weight class.
It would be possible to do that, but I would need for you to trade 2 heavy Omnimex for one of your choice.
Yeah.
What if we do a trial of possession?
I mean, you could certainly do that with another star.
Where's my?
Would that be
Yeah, I don't
acceptable to
have-
Star Commander?
I don't have any other heavies that I want to trade.
Well, unfortunately, our supply lines are stretched rather thin at the moment. So I cannot just take a mech from another unit to give to you.
Understood.
Star Commander, as I was just asking, we could, if you wish, I or you yourself could challenge another who owns a summoner with the Hellbringer and do a trial of possession.
Let's
Is
see.
that
You
possible?
have
The Hellbringer would be our collateral.
yeah, I would say either either 2 heavy Omnimex for one heavy Omnimech of your choice, or a heavy Omnimech and 2 mechs of your choice to if you want a summoner.
And so I could trade up to 3 mechs then.
Yes.
Okay. Since we have 2 Storm Crows.
Didn't you trade to get a second Stormcrow?
No,
No,
why not off the Smoke Jaguars?
That's the one that
Had the
Frederick.
unfortunate accident of taking 3 ER lasers and then fell on his face, which then crushed his ammo bin, which then led to him falling.
Yeah,
and then...
He got one-shotted. Where's my?
No, he
Yeah.
lived. He was just on the ground, so he died the next turn.
Yes, the Hellbringer. Then we got Stormcrow.
Yes, he pulls out a note pewter to look at your roster, and says, "You wish to have a summoner, and you certainly have more mechs than your star could ever field."
That being said, I should warn you, Star Commander, is that back in Bensinger, we did have that mission where we had to swap out mechs and we barely had enough. We
Indeed.
had to use both Stormcrows in one mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. But there are other stars that do not have 5 mechs.
I'm
That-
just giving you all the big picture.
Yes. Mech
The
Warrior,
Hellbringer.
I am the Star Colonel. I
wasn't
have
addressing
the
you,
big
sir.
picture.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No, I was addressing my Star Commander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Your advice is appreciated, Braddox. The Hellbringer. I think we can do without the glass spider. It hasn't really seen any action.
Mm-hmm.
And the Stormcrow.
Yes. For that, I could certainly arrange for you to have a summoner.
Did you just trade away a Hellbringer?
Yes, they trade away a Hellbringer.
And I was hoping to eventually trade in for Stooping Hawk when we get back to clan space. Oh well.
That might be a while. We are marching on to Terra. We probably won't hit clan space for a long time.
Yeah.
We're in clan space now, technically.
Well,
Technically,
yes.
but you're saying home base where we can get factory
Yes.
stuff.
You are not in the clan homeworlds.
Yes.
The Summoner is
Technically.
also an extremely versatile mech.
Yes.
No, I realize.
And yes, the
I'm back.
Star Colonel says, he's like, indeed it is. I pilot it myself.
It's just that since it's the Stormcrow specifically, it's like we need 2 mediums to trade for another medium. So that's why I was.
we got lots of mediums. But if you want a stooping hawk, we are not getting a stooping hawk for a very long time.
Yeah, Stooping Hawk's not on the menu for the Jade Falcon Tumon. You've already got him. You've already got a mech in your roster that is unique in the inner sphere.
The blood kite.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Randy Orton?
Randy Orton?
My
So,
nickname for my Viper.
Oh,
Dave,
Yes.
I'm going to make the change now, but it's obviously going to reflect like next mission.
Yep.
Or do you want me to wait for when they are able to bring the summoner?
No. You will have the summoner as you're approaching Malibu.
Okay.
Remember the guy who was the summoner?
Because essentially what you're doing is you're he is brokering a deal between you and another star that is like short on mechs, but have the mech you're looking for. So you're trading a heavy Omni and 2 other mechs for essentially you're paying another mech warrior to downgrade his ride, but give rides to his star mates, so you can get the summoner.
Okay.
Thank you. That will help alleviate some of our supply concerns.
ooh, so we got a summoner. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually very happy about that.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to rejig your roster before Malibu, you can do that. Just be quick about it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to step away for about an hour or so.
Okay.
So just
Oh,
All right.
Were you-
Well, hopefully by the time you're back, your elementals will be in the middle of a fight.
yeah, I can do this really quick. If let's see.
Yeah. Frederick.
Yep.
What is the battle value for your custom Warhawk?
It's
Can you just
very, very slightly higher. It's
just
25-35.
stick it in the chat. Just so Bree can add it up. All right.
Yeah, the summoners right now are too high battle value to make any changes.
Okay.
But
Yeah, short of like downgrading a gargoyle or a timberwolf to a summoner. Yeah, they're good. they're fast mobile mechs, but yeah, so you've got it, but you've got it in your back pocket for when you need it.
yeah,
Very good. All right, so is there anything anybody wants to do in the week or so before you reach Malibu?
I'm going to be supervising Ashkan as he supervises maybe merchant or labor caste people.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get him to a point where I can cut his cords.
Mhm.
Have him find a nice garrison world that he can, possibly.
Oh, you want to pawn him off on a garrison? You don't want him in your star?
I want him in my star.
I mean, he's your bondsman. He can, but once you cut his cords, he has the freedom to find his own destiny.
Yeah.
But yes, he has been very much honoring his promise to you of learning your ways, because it's been 9 months or so at this point.
Yeah.
Since Nishapur. So yes, he's definitely been doing his best to honor your ways and find a home in your clan. And you think that he does have promise as as a mech warrior.
If Karam lets you cut him loose, jeez.
Oh, I don't know if you have a say in it, love.
Yeah, it is Nikita's bondsman, is it not?
Yeah.
It is, but
It is Nikita's call to cut the bond cord.
oh boy.
Just feel glad that Karam, that several of us are with you if we need to take out the trash.
I hear your meaning.
But yes. So yeah, there's also talk about, you know, how much Devlin cannot wait to breathe, you know, real non-recycled air.
Tell me about it.
Been cooped up in mechs and dropships and environment suits for the better part of a year at this point.
So
And
I had a trip one time when I was a kid to the Grand Canyons, and obviously being stupid hot outside, my dad with the AC kept on recycle. Now you can tell he hadn't cleaned his radiator, and this is also when my dad smoked. So
Oh no.
so the windows are up. All I could like is such the air quality in that car was not great.
fair enough.
So that's what I'm imagining. The kind of the
Yeah,
recycling-
it's not like, certainly, you know, there are warriors that smoke, but they're not as common. Because like the way I see clan warriors is sort of the way I see like professional athletes, where
Yeah.
they take things very, very seriously with their health until they, you know, they start declining and then they retire.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
No, that makes
see
sense.
you see smokers much more commonly among like Salama warriors who are past their prime and they're like, well, we're already kind of, you know, over the hill. Let's enjoy the finer things in life. Or, you know, they're dealing with massive amounts of PTSD and need coping mechanisms. Either or.
Whatever works.
All right, and Karam, you present Thelma with a gift.
I do. It's wrapped in a
A
little.
lot of your enemies.
It's
I was
wrapped.
gonna say skin.
Ooh, giving me all these ideas. No, it Karam soda kind of very roughly stitched a sort of patchwork quilt of all the made up of all the pieces of like shirts and stuff like that from former comrades who died in battle.
Oh wow! All right,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it's wrapped up in that.
all right. So it's pieces of uniform of like of your fallen Sidkin.
Yeah. Pretty much all.
Yeah. Well, she will like. Well, thank you. This is an amazing gift. This is, and it is. Is it Radix's knife, or was it the like?
It was a knife that stabbed an officer in one of our latest battles.
One of the cheeky enemies who would dare oppose us and then be defiant to the bitter end. His end is coming soon.
I present you with his blood, my love.
Well, I do not think anyone has ever given me a gift. This is. I do not know what to say.
Say no more, my love. It was just the thought that counted. And I give her a kiss.
Oh, thank you.
Xerxes, should we review how much thought he put into it and how we
Yeah.
had to help get
Yeah,
you?
she's stunned for a moment and then just like wraps you in, you know, her also gigantic elemental arms, and kisses you passionately.
Oh.
No. If I've learned anything, wingmanning Karam is rewarding itself.
Didn't you just say to Karam earlier that two bottoms don't make a top?
That is true. But in your case, it might.
Two bottoms are in search of a top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thelma, was like, is again a little stunned and doesn't know what to do or say, and just says,
Aw,
"Shall we go back to our barracks and couple?"
I can think of no better way to spend my time.
Hey Connor, hanging out with you tonight.
look at the giant awkward love.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, there is some power fucking that happens.
Oh my, lucky Karam.
Yeah.
Nice.
Even I'm not that oblivious. I'm hanging out with you tonight, Connor.
D-rated the bunk.
Yeah, like there's like dents in the wall and like yeah, a bunk is broken in half.
Oh, goodness.
I hide my knives and blood canisters in a different room. It's fine.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know if Rama and
Well, as a star commander, you would have like a private room.
nice.
Why have we been bunking together then?
Karam likes to cuddle.
He does.
Yeah.
He likes having social people around him. In one way or another.
All right. I think at that point we will fade to black. And
earplugs for everyone.
So Karam is in the middle of like a afterglow moment of postcoital bliss.
Is that when I lost
You've never been, more like happy and content. And then a klaxon sounds. Is prepare to jump.
What a way to end that. Oh well.
As Thelma gets you a bucket.
That's true love then.
And you have a very bad day because it is in fact 2 jumps to Malibu. And
oh no.
the Janice Hazen has lithium fusion batteries, which means it can jump 2 goes at a time.
Oh, lovely.
No wonder why you lost the roll this time to Akita.
So so the first jump makes you like absolutely sick to your stomach. The second jump makes you lose consciousness.
Oh my.
Like, it feels like you just got hit in the head with a sledgehammer.
Yikes.
And that's how we fade to black.
Oh, nice.
No, literally.
Yes.
Oh.
So you wake up a day later on the way into Malibu from the jump point.
All right.
Hey, Dave, I forgot my second request.
Oh, yes.
When I was in the bar.
Okay,
My
rewind.
second request is, so how can I help bring better quality food and drinks to our fellow warriors on our warship?
Well, as I mentioned, we have extended our supply lines. So it is we are light on consumables. Luckily, I do not think we are in danger of running low on ammunition. But
I went in the car pod.
I mean, for millennia, invading armies have had to live off the land, so to speak. Now, the last two our last 2 combat assignments have not exactly been breadbaskets. But perhaps there may be some opportunities on Malibu to find some consumables, because he motions down to his, again, tray of airplane food.
Yeah.
This is what it must be, but I believe you and I see eye to eye. We are used to better. Even the food on the home worlds was not this bad.
Oh, great enough.
All right. So yeah, well, you arrive in the Malibu system and approach the second planet in the system, which is very, very Earth-like. Lots and lots of water, a very temperate climate. It's nice. It's really nice.
This wasn't here before.
And so Devlin issues the formal bachal to the defenders of Malibu, and there's a response from a shoot, I did not. This is Planetary Governor Jack Hamilton. Like there is a clear like quiver in his voice. It's like the Malibu Tamar March militia stands to defend our world.
Good for you.
Yeah. And then, end transmission. Like, okay, that was not productive at all. And yeah, fast forward to making planetfall on Malibu. And you are greeted with, again, this is far and away the nicest place you have ever been. It is, like you march off the dropship, and the first thing that Devlin does is opens the hatch on his summoner and just like sits up on top of it and just takes a nice deep breath of this gorgeous sea air and like feels the sun on his face, and you can tell he's like, I have been waiting my entire career to be on a world like this. Like, you have never experienced weather this nice. So after a moment of him just having a moment, he suits back up, buttons up his hatch, and says, "Very well, 7th regulars, we will advance along the coast here. The capital city is just at the end of that point."
You know what would make this acceptable? The wails and lamentations of the defeated.
Do what you've been trained for your entire life to do. Take this world.
I am going to do that.
And he will then issue specific combat assignments to and directions of approach for each star, and Star Commander Nikita, Star Commander Karam, your unit will take the left flank. You will
Here,
march.
just grabbing a drink.
You will march along the coast. There is a highway you can follow that will take you directly to the city. Do me proud as you have done so far.
I will start Colonel.
All right.
That's going to be AFK for about an hour. Just as a phone call.
Weapons online.
So
all systems
pardon?
online.
I'll just be driving the elementals for a bit.
Yep. All right. So you can all you should all be seeing the map now.
Yep.
So as you approach, you see there are on the highway, particularly along the coast, a bunch of very, very nice houses. Like this level of like luxury and opulence is completely foreign to you.
Yeah. So
like you've never seen a mansion, and you are now seeing dozens of mansions.
Cool. So my order deployment is I want for us to start relatively in this area.
Yeah, so you can deploy anywhere behind that line.
It's 3 hexes or 10 hexes?
3 hexes. Do you not see the line?
Now
I see it.
My advice, guys, is let's assume that there are traps. So watch out for mines. Stay off the roads.
Nikita, you have an active probe. Don't forget to make your.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and Frederick has an active probe as well, right?
Yeah, I have an active probe too, so I won't.
Okay.
I was going to stick with you, but I'll stay away from you because
I will. So
Can
the
someone
radius
give
of
me all the elementals.
150 meters. There we go. And Nikita also has an active probe.
Yes.
Okay.
I also need control over the like her
Wait,
yeah.
I thought you were in a Warhawk A. How do you have an active probe?
The blood name can customize their Omnimax.
Oh, he brought his custom. Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, he made a custom for this mission.
Wick,
Yes.
you have Rama and Vradix. You'll take Thelma. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
Keep in mind, though, I'm the one with the death wish, so.
Yeah, well, I think Karam had assigned Rama to Vradix. So swap Thelma and Rama.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's their standing order? Because usually I just run ahead and scout, but you have specific orders. You should tell me now before I start running ahead.
All right. You guys all deployed?
Get into a reasonable distance to drop them off. Drop them off when you feel it's safe to drop them off. Use your discretion.
I'll be right back.
Gary, his plan was to stay on the right side, avoid the roads, and stay on the right side. Essentially, the initial deployment was stay on the right side of the map, avoid the roads if possible, because he's thinking we're possibly mined. So
yeah, assume that the houses may have traps or possible ambush points. So
okay.
Yep.
Can I change my facing to be on an angle instead of going straight?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Shall we roll initiative?
Yeah.
Dave?
Where's the initiative chart?
Alright, there we go. That was a problem.
probably hidden. Dave will show it when he gets back, I guess.
I'm clearly not in enough danger.
Me either.
I do like that this is our barometer as to how the mission's going to start. Like,
Usually I roll fairly high in the beginning and then low for the rest of the thing, and that kind of dictates I'm gonna have a bad day.
yep. Oh no, if you roll high or straight off the bat, guaranteed there's something jumping out of the woods at you.
Or mine.
Oh no, it's like I've been having a really bad 2 months. Did I tell you what happened to me last week?
No.
It's like I got into a car accident because the
What?
idiot wasn't paying attention.
Oh no.
Yeah, totally shredded my front of my frame. It's a write-off.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, man.
I'm glad you're okay. And the
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I got
seriously.
good reaction time. I hit the brakes. Had he hit his brakes, I might have just got away with just a really bad, bumper problem. But no, he shredded my car because he was still
Oh
going.
shit, are you okay?
Oh,
I just got back.
I'm fine. I need to do a second set of X-rays just to be double sure, though.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Later this week.
Fuck. So it was a head on.
No, I was going straight. He made a left turn, and like he didn't stop, didn't signal, nothing, just went.
Wow. Oh my god.
Dave, for flex sheets, do we have a
Yep. We'll give
And
that
then we were
to-
going opposite direction, so yeah, that's why he impacted my front and shredded it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, if he's taking left turn, he's at fault automatically.
Big time, yeah.
All right.
It took a while to figure that out because the reports were kind of iffy. But now I got peace of mind at least from that. That's confirmed totally his fault, so I can get some sleep on that.
Nice.
But yeah, this summer has been trying to murder me. It's the
Yeah,
past
no
2
kidding.
months.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
I
sorry.
had the other week when we had that crazy windstorm.
The lightning storm, yeah, on the Saturday.
The wind blew my bedroom window in.
Oh,
Whoa. Whoa.
If I had been in bed, I would have had a 20-pound piece of glass land on my face.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
whoa,
I
It was
got
not
something
good.
close to that.
Yeah.
Because that was the day after the crash. There was the lightning storm in the evening. I was in the backyard when the lightning bolt, because it hasn't started raining yet, hit the tree in my neighbor's backyard 10 meters from me.
Yikes.
Holy shit.
So that's the point where it's like I made the declaration that the summer is trying to murder me because not only is it doing stuff, it's escalating. So I
Yeah.
totally understand people who don't leave their house now.
All right. So
Yeah, seriously.
Power-up detected.
Hey,
you
field guns. Lovely.
we have a cataphract, we have a Zeus, a Centurion, a Yagermech.
I'm more with the field guns than the mechs. Artillery.
I'm worried that we don't have that much cover trying to get to the field guns.
Yeah, Shark PPC.
Well, I would assume that they're he sets up pre-set shots and fires. So see if you get lucky and you land on the spot he thinks you're going to be at. So
field guns are not artillery. They're
oh no, okay.
they're
AC-10s.
yeah, more like AC5s. But
Yeah, they were the things we faced on that one world, right?
Yeah.
6 sets of AC5s.
Yeah.
Sniper or Bloncoms.
no, light AC5s.
Pumps artillery. AC-5.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Cool. Not that bad, but all right. Let's get started.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Right. That was another thing I wanted to mention. The way I'm going to handle vehicles is going to be a little bit different because I just want to try it out. There were some new rules published to make simple vehicles. Well, they still have flavor, but are not I don't need to worry about keeping track of stuff on actual paper sheets. So it reduces the record keeping on my end.
Nice.
So you shouldn't need to treat them any differently, but it's going to be different on my end. Okay.
So stomp them in the face still. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah,
Yep. Good and proper.
definitely still stomp them in the face.
Oh, just a reminder, my gunnery is at 3, but if I hit the lasers, it's if I miss by 1, they still hit.
Yep. Oh, good. It's actually letting me do the thing I need to do. Okay. That's stationary. Wick.
Mm-hmm. Wick will just run up 8. Done. I'll move up 8 hexes. I just want to do it probably here. So that's 30 mod.
Well, that makes the Yagermech's move easy.
I just want to confirm, I can't dismount mechs when I jump, right? Elementals?
No.
Okay, just confirming.
Xerxes.
Alrighty, 1 second, just checking a quick little something.
Nikita, is the strategy to keep range on the field guns, or what's the strategy?
Try to maintain range. Like, we're pretty good gunners now, so if we try to keep to our medium range where they can have long, it might be favorable at the beginning, and then once they sort of shoot up, we might want to go in and brawl.
Okay.
So I'm only seeing Nikita and Wick in the
Did you post the 3 words yet?
I did in Discord.
Oh. Sorry.
Also get 10 free experience points if we correctly identify the Kardashians' house and destroy it.
Oh, I brought the wrong gargoyle then. I would have brought the one with the 2 LB5s and the SRM6s.
Yeah.
Maximum war crimes.
Yeah, Xerxes. As you approach, just off to your left, you can see some panicked civilians running into this building here.
Oh.
Remember, they're too rich to die, so...
They're probably rich enough to have panic rooms, don't worry.
Too rich and too pretty.
Too rich and too pretty, yeah, exactly. Ha! I'm prettier than all of you! Ha ha ha!
Zsa Zsa Gabor, the 14th, comes out with a prosthetic leg and throws it at your mech.
Yeah, seriously. Alright. I am moved and token.
Okay, Zeus is done. Centurion is done.
Has anyone declared who they're fighting yet?
Nope.
I will, you know what? I'll declare against the mech warrior of the Jaeger mech. I challenge you to honorable combat. Let fate decide who is the better warrior.
All right, he'll respond by opening fire on you.
Copy that. Aka aka.
And the cataphract.
Star Commander, if given the choice, unless you give me a direct order, otherwise, I'm going to ignore challenging and going straight for those field guns and the tanks in the back.
You are welcome to do so.
Huh. This variant of the cataphract is slower than I'm used to.
Ooh. Saucy.
Vradix can go.
I am not used to this little armor. That's okay, though.
Yeah, I imagine not.
Keep
Sorry,
your
I screwed
speed
that up.
up.
Let me just scroll out my screen. My thing's too close in.
A lot of gun for a 30-ton mech, though.
Oh yeah. I was playing around with it on Mega Mech against an Awesome Cube to try and find those range brackets that work really well for it. It's a surprising little guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I fought a Battle Master.
Pilot of the Centurion. I am Mech Warrior Xerxes. Let us fight as honorable warriors.
All right. He will respond by opening fire. Okay.
So what's there left to challenge the Cataphract?
I mean, the Zeus hasn't been shot at yet.
That's an assault mech.
What's the scimitar doing?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Sorry.
Did the Jaeger mech stick? I didn't.
Yes, it did.
Okay. All right,
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right. So that's the Scimitar's planned move, and things go to plan. Frederick and Nikita can both go.
I, Frederick Hazen, challenge the Zeus to honorable combat.
All right. He'll respond by opening fire. These guys don't seem too talkative.
Oops, I just lost my game.
Uh-oh.
Well, that's not good.
You know what?
Don't worry, I'll get the band playing once I start machine gunning down the people in the back.
Well, before I go, I will.
Yep, there's my move.
Okay.
What crash? Your flex sheet or your roll 20?
My roll 20.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm back.
okay.
It's because my push to talk is on a key that backs up web pages. I go to voice, but I keep hitting it out of instinct.
All right. And who was fighting the Cataphract? Was it or was anybody?
No, I'm going to be challenging the crowd. So, Pilot of the Cataphract, I will challenge you to honorable combat.
All right. Very well.
Wait, sorry.
Nice.
And I got
So yeah,
it.
back to the earlier conversation. I'm really hoping as soon as summer ends, my luck turns around. Like I swear, I don't think I can survive if this keeps going.
Me too.
I'm so sorry, man. That's ridiculous. Like, oh my god. But I have seen a market jump in like unbelievably bad drivers.
It's a bad time. All the cars are expensive because of the COVID.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, but not just that, but like me and Naomi, I was driving Naomi and her mom downtown, and like we saw people blow through red lights. I'm watching people like go absolutely ape on the road.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
does that cut through 3 woods?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to retake your move?
No.
Okay.
Just a quick question: when do you know how in Flex you decide if it does a cluster round or not?
It does cluster by default.
You can set it to manual.
I guess I can shoot a tank.
That would be an effective use. Those
Yeah.
tanks are going to be a pain in the dick in a minute.
Yes, they are.
Well, very quickly they are going to feel Xerxes' disdain for the skills of the Inner Sphere mech warriors.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
Okay.
I went to firing phase. I assume everyone's done.
Yes, go ahead and go to the firing phase.
All right.
So since I can see the hunter on the road there with the woods in front of me, I'm going to shoot that for time being.
Yeah, the hunter can see you too, so.
We can pull triggers?
Yeah, you can go ahead and pull triggers. Alright.
Oh. Cannot resolve. Cannot trigger? Oh, wait. That would help. Sorry, never mind. Just me.
Okay, so.
Now I can do it.
So you've challenged the cataphract, but you've prevented it from having a valid shot. Guess we're breaking Zellbriggen early.
Oh.
By all means, that means I can get a shot at the Centurion.
We don't break Zellbriggen. They break Zellbriggen. That's how this works.
Works for me.
Oh,
We have to wait until next round, though, right?
I mean, as far as things are declared, yeah, but.
I didn't declare though, so I have free reign.
Yep.
Card laid is a card played, so I thought there would be 2 woods between me. I guess I was a bit wrong.
Well, I would have let you retake the
Yeah,
move.
he gave you the option. You chose not to, so
Fine.
it's fine. Moving on.
In that case, I'm gonna shoot the Zeus if they're breaking Zellbriggen.
Who broke it first, them or us?
Well, it's kind of simultaneous.
Which, because I don't have a target, I can actually react to that.
Yep.
Alright, sure, whatever.
I can't. The rest of you can't.
Pantsless co-pilot came in.
Okay.
What did my daughter do to my... Oh, thank God.
Well, look at you all just being just out of range of the Shrek.
Yeah, except he's not out of range.
Let's see. Partial cover, 1 woods. Hey, I still have a chance to hit.
Oh, someone's firing at me. How cute. I can't believe I missed the Centurion. Ugh.
I mean, they're not exactly easy shots.
Yeah, I need 9s.
8s for me.
Well, I got a ton of fire coming at me.
You sure do, and I'm not done.
I'm accepting all of them. I'm not getting the next turn. I'm accepting each one as they come in.
All right. I believe I am done shooting.
Oh,
All right.
thank you.
Accepting damage.
Holy cow, Wick, are you like dancing in the danger zone
Yep.
and taking almost nothing for it?
Well, 10 points.
Maniac, that's for sure.
Okay, but do you want to share with the class how much was shooting at you?
Quite a lot. I stopped counting after the first 15 shots.
What? Oh my God.
Field guns.
Well,
He has 2 sets
both
of field guns.
field guns, like these two field guns opened up.
Oh God.
Plus the Yagurmech, plus the Cataphract,
Oh,
Plus the
Jesus.
Manticore.
plus the Manticore and the Scimitar.
And
Wow.
the Scimitar.
Well, let's get some heat off of you then.
Well, I hope I hit something in this Yagurmech. I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm hoping
the
for a
Zeus
bloom of-
fired on by Vradix and Frederick, and takes a large laser for its trouble. Fires an AC 5 and an LR 15 at at Frederick and misses.
Nice.
Cataphract fires a large 2 AC5s and an LRM5 at Wick and misses with all.
Ooh, that's a different cataphract.
It is a different Cataphract.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. The Jagermech fires 2 AC5s and 2 AC2s at Wick. Hits with the AC5s, misses with the AC2s. And then incoming fire takes a large pulse and a medium pulse from Wick. Ooh,
Co-pilot incoming.
Including
Did
a
I get a
floater
crit?
Oh,
Yeah.
landing them both in the center torso, opening the center torso.
Yeah, but no floating crit.
Well, there was a floating crit. It resulted in no crit.
Okay, alrighty.
The Centurion is fired on by Xerxes with 3 medium pulses, misses with all. And in return, ineffective LRM-10s at the Gargoyle. Manticore fires a PPC and LRM-10 at the Timberwolf and misses. The Scimitar fires an AC-5 at the Timberwolf and misses. The Hunter fires an LRM-20 at the Arctic Cheetah and misses. The Shrek holds fire because you jerks are all at 19 hexes or more. And then 2 of the field gun platoons will open up, firing a total of 12 light AC-5s at Wick, and all will miss.
Oh. How's that Shrek doing?
Let's find out.
Did you guys catch that?
No.
She
I
said
caught
hi.
the tail end.
Hello.
Everyone said
Hooray.
Okay, so you hit it for
say hi.
20 points of damage.
Hi, Rain.
Everyone done shooting?
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm going to dismiss the damage for that, and then I make a check based on how much damage it's taken. So it took 20 points of damage. I take a... So you've done at least 5 points of damage to it. I roll 2d6 and against a target number based on the unit type. And then if it is equal to or greater than that destroy check, it's destroyed. Okay, and then you will get a +2 on this roll. So I'm going to roll 2d6. If it's an 8 or higher, the vehicle is destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Whew, it is just not.
These are the new rules?
Yes.
Wow.
It's the simplified vehicles.
Yeah, so I'm
Wow.
taking damage. So there are rules in the Battle of Tuckiad book that basically have very, very simple rules for, like, basically making it so vehicles don't need to be as complicated as mechs. So if you want
that's cool.
if you want to make mechs still the star of the show, you can. And also, as a GM, that means I don't need to record keep as much.
That helps.
All right, and on to next turn.
Nice. Wow. Can't believe I almost blew that thing up.
Yep.
Oh, that's simplified.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But the way it works is damage doesn't carry over from turn to turn.
Oh, interesting. So they're kind of, it's almost like the Aerotech in some ways.
In what?
Like
way?
with the like hit a like a certain threshold and it kind of crits it out kind of thing.
Sorta, except they're still you're like taking damage, right? Like you're recording damage.
Yeah. Oh, apparently I'm in danger.
Yeah, because essentially they've made in the Tuckiad book they made combined arms be like battlefield support, much like how like artillery and aerospace have been kind of abstracted.
Oh, interesting.
And I got the Manticore. I need the Scimitar. All right. No, I've got all the vehicles. I've got all my mechs. All right, cool. Then I guess we're good. All right. the Scimitar. That's the unit I don't want to go first.
Well, too bad.
Well, I agree.
Does it have a turret, Dave?
It does.
Okay.
I personally didn't want the Yagermech to roll very well, but it rolled really well for its group.
Be right back.
You know what? It's just gonna back the hell up. All right, Wick.
Yep, looking now. Looking. Give me a second here.
I'm back.
Yeah, because essentially they made it so just there are now just like generic units. So there's just like a combat VTOL, a light hovercraft, a like medium hovercraft or light wheeled, a light tracked or medium wheeled, a medium tracked or heavy wheeled, a heavy tracked, an assault tracked, and then there's a couple of different like infantry platoon types.
Has Nikita's
So I'm going to still be using the stats for attacking
Mhm.
because that's easy for me to do with flex, but I'm going to be taking damage like they are in the book.
So, oh, sorry.
has Nikita's active probe detected anything?
It has not.
Yeah, I was gonna ask at the.
Yep, don't worry. I've got the circles. I can see where things are. You detect a house and some rocks and some trees. These are very clearly like palm trees that have actually been like transplanted from Terra.
Oh wow, nice. So, question for you regarding vehicles. Now, because of this change, are they like, because they're kind of like, you know, what's it called, kind of like minions and stuff like that? Are they conversely cheaper?
So they don't actually have a like I'm paying full price battle value for them.
Okay.
For their weapons, and I'm just like eating that with the so because battlefield support points, which is how you would actually buy these, don't actually have a battle value attached to them.
Yeah, so you'd have to
Run
convert
the 5
everything.
hexes is sorry. Run the 5 hexes is 2, right?
Plus 2, yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm just gonna change my thing and give me a second here. I changed the elementals by accident.
And does that that roll to be destroyed, is it based off like the amount of damage dealt?
The amount of damage dealt is a modifier to the roll, and the
Gotcha.
roll is based on the class of vehicle.
Okay, so that Shrek, when I hit it twice,
Yeah.
had a big minus because I did so much damage to it.
Well, yeah. So, what it is you got a +2 on the roll.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, like, to kill the Shrek, you need to roll a 10, but for every 10 points of damage, you get a +1 to that roll.
Ah, gotcha. So if you like double tap an AC 20 into it,
Yeah.
it's pretty sure that thing's gonna get popped. But
Well,
if-
maybe.
No. Like, there's still a chance it doesn't. But I mean, like you're stacking quite a number of minuses onto it.
Yeah.
To do so.
Exactly.
But on the other hand, if you hit it with like a small laser,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Cataphract sticks and Centurion sticks.
interesting. I kind of think I'm interested to see how this goes this game.
Relics. Yeah, and part of this is, again, I want to see how these rules behave.
Guaranteed, we have like one of them that is like lasts through the entire
Yeah,
game, no matter what.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you rolled Snake Eyes again.
Yep.
I don't care that you've poured 80 points of damage into this light vehicle.
Done.
Yep, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
if I'm shooting at the field guns, what's the modifier for that? Like,
It counts as 2 inside the bunker.
Is it -4 because they're stationary?
Nope, they're not stationary.
Okay.
Like these, like don't. So stationary is for things like mechs and vehicles when they're like shut down or immobilized. These are like the barrels of guns poking up between sandbags.
So it's +2 to hit them.
Yeah, and that's because of the sandbags. Like if the field guns moved out of the bunkers, they just have no modifier to hit. But these are, like, I'm treating these as emplacements. That's why I'm not rolling initiative for them.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay, Zeus will walk 1 hex. And go.
Oh, Dave. The one Farseer animation, who was originally a 40K like 3D animation, like fan filmmaker, has switched to doing BattleTech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I hear there have been a lot of 40K folks jumping ship.
Apparently, to such a degree that it is actually getting hard to get the BattleTech books in Toronto.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
I know.
Like that was normally the case anyhow.
Yeah, actually,
well,
that's a bad move for the Manticore.
Well, Meeple had like 10
10
Aerotech books, and they're 0 now.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Manticore wants to dance. Okay.
Yeah.
Saucy.
Dave's gonna try his new rule and see what happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't bring my AMS or my machine guns to bear.
Ooh, they all stuck.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, the Jagermech hasn't moved yet, but Nikita's up.
Give me a second.
The Jagermech does have an open center torso, just for anyone that cares.
Yeah.
I was gonna aim for it, but that Manticore is a really tempting target now too.
No, that's just a FYI.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That's an interesting move. I'm gonna back up.
You're going to back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're supposed to keep range, right?
For the time being, yeah.
Okay.
Nikita,
hope
your
you
active
guys-
probe detects a Warhawk directly behind you.
Oh no. Oh, that's 6.
Just don't leave me and Varix out in the open, because I'm a brawler and I can't keep playing. So I hope you guys don't leave us
Don't worry.
by
You'll get
ourselves.
used to it.
Keep some good move.
Well,
movement.
yeah, I only took plus 20 shots last round.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
You know, so sooner or
Alright,
later those things are gonna land on me.
Frederick and Xerxes can move. I will be right back.
I'm tempted to move there and just pummel the Zeus.
Yeah, it's a solid move.
Because it doesn't get partial cover from me, right?
Right.
You're above and elevated, yes.
Yeah. Although I would prefer it if you guys stayed back a bit.
I got no ranged weapons. I got pulse laser and SRMs and SRMs.
I've openly said I'm trying to engage that tanks in the back.
And what's the point of my elementals then? Unless my elementals are meat shields, they're useless back here.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah, we'll get up there and eventually.
Okay.
Yeah, I can get up there next turn.
Right?
Well,
I'm trying to bring the elementals up to a
If you
certain
cut
point.
across the front, you can stay further away from the flak guns.
Yeah, I could get behind the field guns low and drop. So I.
Yeah, because they're only point. Dave's got to change direction, so if he can get behind, it's even better.
Because the things up top aren't field guns; those are machine guns. The infantry. They're just gotta be spotters.
So if you get back here, you're safe.
Yeah,
Well,
Dave's
no,
got
not
to
from the Shrek or the scimitar, but from the field guns, yes.
But over here, you'd be safe. From kind of more safe anyway.
Unless Dave doesn't turn it. I'm not sure how much. I assume he's only got 60-degree turn radius of the guns. Right. So right now they're pointing forward. I would give them a. What's that? On FA at like the front 3 arcs, right? So unless he turns it,
I'm hoping to make the Zeus a non-Zeus, but we'll see if I get lucky.
A non-Zeus, an ex-Zeus.
All right, I have returned. Have you guys done moving?
Yep.
Just about.
please make sure you're clicking on the right mech. I don't want to see any incoming fire from my own guys. Make sure you guys are choosing the right mechs.
That never happens.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
A back shot PPC into my ass.
I got one to the face. I was good. I caught it. So I dismissed it.
Malibu Zeus.
Okay, I'm gonna stick to that Manticore. Okay.
Yeah. I've got an idea who I'm shooting at. So.
Same here.
Oh wow, it does not get worse than that for shots.
I do
it
like
gets,
LB10.
it gets worse.
Thank you, Nikita. I like LB10Xs.
You're welcome.
I rolled snake eyes and a 3 for 2 of my shots.
It happens.
I rolled Snake Eyes and 12.
Let's try this again.
Oh wow, that hunter's actually trying to flank you.
Yep.
Who, me?
Remember, Rama, we like to live dangerously. Oh, that's right. Nat's not here.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll be done soon.
Okay. Hey, perfect. Extra retreat at 12. Oh, how about that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of uranium. Yeah, I've been at work.
Wow. Gunnery has not been my strong suit this turn.
400k out of this.
Well, it's not going to get better than that, so... Xerxes, you're the bullet magnet today.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. But I've put a lot of woods between me and danger, so I'm hoping that it works out for me.
Uh-huh.
So an assault mech with lots of little dots on your sheet.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I have a lot of little guns.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I will address you all in turn. Please start forming Q.
Oh, a queue has formed.
Excellent. Also, I assume there's probably better targets closer.
Do you assume that?
I kind of do,
Have
but
you looked at
you
the
know.
map?
The design, SAM.
We good at full triggers?
Yes, you can be. Please feel free to pull triggers.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Triggers have been pulled.
Too many. Braddock's with one tree at range 8. Fire. Okay.
Ooh, well, I know what I'm doing next round.
Yes, I think I'm done shooting.
All right, I'm gonna resolve each just in case. So I want to see what's happening. Resolve.
Okay, Zeus
Ooh.
fired at the gargoyle with every forward-facing weapon, hit with a large laser. In return, takes 2 large lasers and an LB-10 from the Warhawk.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh man, including a head hit and a CT crit? That's rude.
Thank you for the LB10X.
The Cataphract takes 2 medium lasers from Nikita?
Yeah. I'm 15 hexes away.
You're, like 16
Oh.
hexes away.
Sorry, the Jaeger mech.
Oh, okay.
My
Correct.
bad.
Son of a bitch.
Care to correct your fire?
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm like, you're shooting the Cataphract at 18 hexes through 2 trees.
I'm really good at this shit. No, sorry.
You have managed to. Alright.
That was not a good round for Xerxes.
I just took a center. Only 2 field guns hit me, but one of them was a center torso, which hit an XL engine.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Yeah, I took a AC5 to the chest and got a floater crit as well, but it didn't crit out.
Alright. So, the Auger mech is being fired on by both Wick and Nikita.
Mm.
And, okay. Wick finds the open center torso with a medium pulse laser.
Ooh, nice shot.
Gets 2 crits. And then Nikita also finds the center torso with a medium laser. Gets no crits.
Jesus.
Okay.
Sucks to be that guy.
Sucks to be that guy. And I am now dismissing the damage to the Cataphract. So the Cataphract was not fired on this turn.
No.
Okay. Centurion takes 3 medium pulse lasers from Xerxes.
Yep.
And all of them hit, but armor will hold them all out.
Yeah, that center torso can't be had.
It is not. Radix will hit the Manticore with a medium pulse laser, and that is all that hits the Manticore, which will trigger a damage save. So the target number is 9. You get a... Actually, here, why don't we do this? Because Radix, you're the one who hit. Do you want to roll, or do you want me to roll?
What do I need to roll?
8 or higher. Well,
What, 2d6?
target number is 9, and you get a +1 because you've done... Oh, actually, no, you don't get a +1. You need to roll 9 or higher.
What am I using the roll is what I'm asking.
2d6. You do not kill the Manticore.
Nope.
Scimitar wasn't fired on. The Hunter wasn't fired on. They both fired ineffectively at long range, really high numbers. The Shrek fired the Gargoyle with 3 PPCs, missed with all of them. Lucky you. And
Yeah.
in return, takes a large laser.
Yep.
So, Matt, do you want to roll 2d6 for the damage save? You do
Yeah,
not kill the
he's
Shrek.
He is alive.
All right. And then 3 of the field guns lit up. 1 lit up Xerxes, and 2 of them lit up Radix. So Xerxes took a whole bunch of fire that turn, and
Yeah.
that is okay. Dude, you're an assault mech.
I have been thoroughly sandblasted.
You've been kissed. Yeah, Radix took an XL engine hit. That's a bigger deal.
Fortunately, I'm a prime, so I don't run that hot.
You don't run that hot, yeah, so you're probably still fine. Okay.
I did get a floater though.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a floater to the center torso on that AC5 hit.
Yep.
I'm like, ooh, it was a close thing.
All right. So I am now going to start moving stuff to next turn, unless anybody has anything to declare at the end of the weapons phase.
No.
All right. Moving next turn. The Zeus falls down.
No.
Well, I guess I won't be shooting that next turn.
Well, it gets a chance to stand up.
Fair enough.
Oh, well, it's Dave.
Actually, I'm up, so I could probably see it anyway on the ground.
I'm curious. We got 2 crits on it, so I'm curious if it fell.
It fell. It didn't seem to fall with any kind of, like...
Grace?
Well, I mean, how do you fall with grace?
It's not, I don't know.
You don't spill the beer.
Yeah.
That's how.
It didn't fall like, you know, a marionette with its strings cut or anything like that.
Okay, so just damage
Okay.
probably, not gyro hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Yager mech has some pilot checks to make, which it
Oh,
fails.
that's what I was saying, the Yager mech. That's what I'm worrying about. That's what I was considering. Sorry, you were talking about this Zeus.
Yeah, the Zeus fell. And... Okay, the Yager mech is in... So he fell 1 to the left.
That's good.
And is prone. And in the end phase, he is going to abandon his mech.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Didn't expect that to happen that quickly. Alrighty.
Must have been a more telling head.
Torso left.
Now let's see what happened here. What did the torso hit?
Oh, that'll do it.
2 gyros. Oh, okay, 2 fusions. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
No ability to move or shoot.
Mm.
So yeah, pilot runs away. Will run across the highway and jump into the bunker with the field guns.
Well, that changes my move slightly. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Centurion has pilot check to
you the
make.
Manticore in terms of initiative, I guess.
Yeah, we'll roll it. So if you guys have already rolled initiative for next turn?
I have.
I'm rolling.
I have.
Yes.
I'm moving everything on my flex to next turn.
Yep.
Can you walk backwards down a hill?
No. Oh, yeah.
Actually, you could he see the Zeus because he's level 1 and he's adjacent to
Yeah,
level
the Zeus
1.
is dead zoned.
Yeah, you can't see him unless he gets up.
I'm up a level, but
No.
Yeah,
he's
but
adjacent to a level
he's
1.
adjacent to a level 1 and prone, so he's
Okay.
he's completely dead zoned.
fair enough. That's what I.
Unless he gets up, you can see him.
Okay, so initiative.
Sorry, can I walk backwards down a hill? No, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Wow, that's some good initiative from some tanks that I really don't care what their initiative is. I care more about this one and this one.
Oh, wow. The tankies are all like getting scared.
Yeah. Okay. Manticore is like, okay, I'm getting too close to these mechs here. Let's back up 5. So the Manticore, because it's spending its entire movement on a road, gets a bonus movement. So I am actually able to add a movement to its faster than it can actually go, and Flex lets me do that, which I'm really pleased about. Cataphract will be stationary. Hunter is kind of happy where it is, so it'll be stationary. Wick.
Wick. Let's see here.
Am I dying?
Nope. You're still up.
Yeah. None of the elementals have been deployed. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
They might be soon. I'm not sure if
I
should
I
drop them
intend
yet.
to drop them off next turn.
I intend to drop them off this turn because I want to open up my.
Well, I mean this turn. This is what I meant. Yeah, they'll be usable next turn. That's what I meant.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
And I'm kind of dancing back here.
All right. So 1, 2, 3,
I
4,
have
5.
decently ranged.
To run a 5, I have 1 movement point. I'm disembarking the elementals in my hex.
Okay. The Centurion is going to be stationary. Radix and Xerxes and Frederick.
If I'm up, do the forests in front of the Centurion affect it, or just the one it's in, or what?
Just the one it's in and anything adjacent to it. So you're elevated, so it'll be this one and this one. So the woods in 1621 and 1722.
Has the Zeus, the Shrek, and the Scimitar moved yet?
Nope. They all move directly
sorry.
before you. Those are my last moves.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will walk.
I'm done. I have a movement mod of 3 just to confirm that, and I deployed my elementals.
Okay.
Rama's in a weird spot, but hopefully the scimitar's not that intimidating by itself.
Nope.
That's a good move.
The Shrek hopefully aims at me. Doofek has the high ground and ignores those trees. So.
Uh-huh.
He's up here.
So you realize the Shrek is on level 2, right? So it's seeing over these trees?
That's what I mean. It ignores those trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be.
Shrek, huh? Lovely.
Okay, so Radix is done. Xerxes.
Done my move.
Okay. Frederick.
Be right back.
Frederick, you done?
Don?
380, sure he's moved at this point.
Did he? Let's take a look. Yep, he's moved.
Yeah, I don't think that's where he was last turn, so...
No, he was on the level 1 on, yeah. That's where he was last time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's just they're trying to he's not making.
Scimitar is going to cruise 6 hexes. The Shrek, very happily in its kind of roost.
Okay. And what I can do.
Yeah, I'll take that shot all day long. Shrek's gonna stick. The Zeus. Well, the Zeus is gonna definitely stand. And we're going to stand on a walk. And he fails his first pilot check. And stands up on his second.
breakdancing Zeus.
Yeah, a little bit. Your sensors indicate that his right torso is now open.
That's opportunity.
Nikita, you're up.
All right. I have moved.
All right, elementals staying aboard.
Yep.
So FYI, all of the buildings that are on the map are all 1 level tall light buildings.
Okay.
So Nikita, you don't have line of sight to the hunter.
Okay.
Because the hunter's dead zone behind it.
I was actually just going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
So thanks for clarifying. As for my other targets, got one woods in the way there, impartial.
I think it might just be partial, actually. Right on the line. I'm going to give it to you clear.
Okay.
Dave, for the field guns, they say they haven't been moved.
Oh, yeah, I can...
Same thing with the Manticore.
What was the minus? Is it -4 for firing on a target with with a what's it called, a call shot?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
Well, no, it's I can't like artificially calculate it using the
Well, so
the
we'll
trees.
do it. We'll do it manually. Like, roll the shot as normal, and if you hit with a margin of success of 4, then we'll deal with it. Either way, I'll. But can you not add like 4 woods?
I can, but he's in a tree, so it would be 5
Oh
wood.
yeah, right. Yeah, it would be yeah.
So I'll put
yeah,
the
no,
plus-
we'll just do it. If you want to aim shot, we'll do it manually.
Copy.
And in case you were wondering, Xerxes, the Zeus is going to be firing on you.
Okay. Yeah, I thought as much.
Yeah.
But Dave, I'll make sure I do this properly for the field gun. I will add 2 trees for the +2 for the bunker.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Also, the cataphract will be firing at you, Xerxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here.
Damn it, I wanted...
Range is 6.
What's the paper doll in the Zeus look like?
Its right torso is open.
All right. Copy.
That's what your sensors are going to give you. Just like glancing at them.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Which is all you have time for if you want to run and shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Correct.
pack later and get the rest. But,
The hill.
Saved by the hill.
Saved by the hill.
Woo!
2 trees or 6 axes of the way to 1 tree and a partial.
Am I good to pull trigger?
Yeah, go ahead and pull triggers.
Hey Dave, I wanted to fire on the scimitar, but I actually hit fire before I set my secondary target. Can we roll those manually?
You should be able to adjust those
'Cause
after the fact, but if not, yes, we can
I'm
definitely.
trying to do it now, but it won't let me highlight. I'm on the second target, and I'm trying to click on the SRM 6s, but it won't let me. And when I hit declare changes, it won't let me do anything either.
So when you're hitting Bravo,
Sorry?
you go for target second. You go
Yep.
second first, then you change it to the target.
Yeah, which I did, which I changed to the
weapons.
scimitar. Yeah.
Actually, wait, no. Get out and just click the weapons first and see what that does.
Nope. It's because I actually hit fire first. It's not letting me make additional changes.
Yeah, we can
Weird.
definitely do that manually.
Okay, thanks, Dave. That's strange.
Okay, scimitar is firing at Radix in the rear. At 2 axes.
Well, okay, I hit, but I didn't hit. I didn't hit my. I didn't hit threshold
Okay.
for the call shots.
Okay, so that means you didn't hit,
Ah, okay.
right? Because it's if you're calling a shot and taking that penalty to hit, you
Yep.
either hit or you don't.
Ah, okay. So I missed.
Yes.
You may dismiss the damage from both ER large lasers.
Okay, very good.
Won't let me do that. Where the hell?
Well, actually, I have
Yeah.
my character front, so I have vision.
Radix the Viper at range 8 with a tree. And then some field guns will go. So Radix, you are actually safe from field guns
I know.
because
I remember how they work.
they have a facing. Wick and Xerxes, however, will be taking some fire.
Yes. Understood.
Dreams off. Huh. Let's see. Field gun 3. 9x there. 10x there. You don't have partial. Alright. Against Wick. At range 9.
Yep.
With a tree. Blink, blink,
A
blink.
couple trees. It's not field gun 3? Field gun 3 is 3 trees.
Correct.
You're shooting through 3. You can still see me.
Yep.
Just shooting through 3. Except.
That will make a significant change.
I like that.
That saved you from 2 5-point hits.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And field gun 1 has range and line of sight. Let's see what happens. Okay, Xerxes at range 14. Over partial with a tree. Yeah, no. Alright, so the Zeus fired all of its weapons at Xerxes and hit with an AC 5. Several of those shots tearing up turf.
Nice.
And in return is taking hits from Nikita in the Arctic Cheetah of 1 medium laser and 2 medium pulse lasers, 3 medium pulse lasers, and also fire from Frederick, which misses, but essentially 4 medium lasers are hitting the Zeus this turn.
Nice.
The first one from Nikita finds the inside of the Zeus's left arm, getting a crit, blowing the arm off, apparently.
Nice.
Oh, that's the rocket one, right?
No, it's the autocannon one.
Autocannon?
Either
Yeah.
way.
And then Xerxes finds that right torso, gets a chance for crit, gets 1 crit, and guess what kind of mech this is?
Ammo dependent.
It's the kind of mech that puts a single ammo bin in the right torso.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pop.
Pluie.
Pop goes the scout lands.
Steiner Scotland, yeah.
Yep.
Enemy mech destroyed.
All right, and the Zeus is destroyed. The pilot ejects. Like you can, so yeah, Xerxes, you're close enough. You can see the pilot ejects from the explosion,
Yep.
but is hanging limp from his parachute as he hits the ground.
Oh.
Did not make his piling save.
Or just had his temporal lobe smoothed out.
All right, the Zeus is destroyed. No fire on the cataphract. However, it lines up a pair of autocannons on Xerxes, lands one of them, and lands one of them into the hill. Centurion also fires on Xerxes, misses with everything, incoming, takes 2 large lasers from Frederick. One of them opening the right arm, and removing and slicing it off with precision.
Wow. Nice.
And the other one finds armor. And he makes his pilot check. The Manticore will take 2 medium lasers and SRM-4. So that's 14 plus 2 SRMs is 18. So that'll be a damage save with a +1 modifier. Jerry, do you want to roll me an 8 or higher?
Do it. Burn that fucker down.
Manticore's still alive. Huh?
Does he get the +1 bonus or no?
That's with so he needs a 9 or higher with a +1 modifier.
Okay.
It's 10 or higher to blow it up, and then we get pluses.
It's Manticore is only a heavy vehicle, so it needs 9 or higher.
Okay.
Scimitar wasn't fired on. The Hunter wasn't
It
fired
was,
on.
Dave.
Sorry, pardon
It
me?
was fired on. I just kind of messed up.
Okay.
I needed. It's firing 4 SRM6s at you. I need 8 or above.
Okay.
Secondary target.
Okay, so you can do that manually?
Yep. I'm just gonna roll it now. Hope I did this correctly. Hope this shows up correctly. So 2 packs hit.
Right, because you're looking for...
So I got 11 and a 9.
Yep.
So 2 6-packs. Does it matter how many missiles? Do you need that?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Because it's the total number of damage.
Yep. Roll 2d6 plus 2d6. So a 5 and an 8.
5 and an 8 are... The 8's going to get you 4, and I think the 5's going to get you 3. So that's...
18?
18 is going to be a roll with +1 modifier. And the check for a light hover vehicle, the target number is 4, so you need to roll a 3 or higher.
2.
Oh
These,
my
I
god.
don't like these new rules. I don't like these new rules. All right, that's done. Thank you. We're on to the next guy.
Okay, and then looks like Field Gun 4 takes some incoming fire.
From where?
It's going to be a large and a medium pulse. Okay, so that is going to be 17 points of damage. Gets you a +1 modifier. Roll me 2d6, and you're looking for a 6 or higher.
Oh, come on. Yay! Finally, something
Alright,
explodes.
so you destroy Field Gun 4.
Yay. Huzzah. Damn scimitar. I think would a normal one have taken 18 points of damage?
It would have taken 18 points of damage, but in 2-point hits spread over, a 30-ton vehicle, a 35-ton vehicle.
Yeah.
Like it definitely had the armor to take that.
Yeah, but it's the float. It's a hovercraft, so that would have been easily hitting
Yeah,
skirt.
it might have been immobilized, but
Yeah. No, just curious.
all right.
Curious.
I
I think
missed that
that
because I was answering a phone. How did the field gun die so quickly?
Oh, it did the vehicle thing. So I rolled 11.
Oh,
So yeah. So I hit it for like 17 points, and then I rolled an 11. I need a 6 to destroy it.
okay.
Yeah. So it's the same vehicle rules.
all right. All right. I'm going to roll initiative, and then I very much need to go to the bathroom.
Alrighty. I will.
I may take this opportunity to
and
take
then-
Rain to bed.
Okay. Good call.
Right.
Roll initiative before you leave, please.
Xerxes is not in danger, apparently.
I have shittiest rolls this round.
All right. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Well, we have taken like 2/3 of their, or like a third of their fucking firepower off the table, which has dropped our. All right, I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Still the Shrek's up about it.
Shrek's still there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the trick's still there. Jay might go after it this round. I'm not sure. We'll see. Well, you can. Well, let's see. Rama needs to roll. Oh, sorry. Thelma is free, so Thelma will need the initiative, and I think Jerry disembarked Rama. So
Rama needs a
Rama
roll too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! Get in the game now.
Yeah.
NPC. NPC.
Oh yeah, I could be +4 on heat because I fired the SRMs.
Do you want me to drop you on the Steam XR? See what they do, they might stick, continue sticking. If they retreat, I can run up to here. Or I can run up to
Where are
about
you
here.
dropping me off exactly?
Probably, that's 11 hexes for me.
I'm in like right in their line of fire for a turn where I can't protect myself.
Alright, so where do you want to drop me? Where do you want me to drop you off?
At least it's in cover or something. Where can we go?
I'm pretty fast. I can go in the woods if you need me to.
Could you?
Yeah.
Just to start with, give me the element of surprise here. Why would you? What was your reasoning for dropping me off next to the?
Because you're an elemental and you can jump onto that area, take that area,
I can,
and
but
force them to move.
you can also shoot into the area next to Blossom.
Yeah, so
I'm all for being ballsy, but not for being silly.
no, I know. The thing is, I have to have a pretty big movement mod, or else if they shoot me, I'm pretty much toast.
Okay, drop me off there then.
No,
Drop me off there.
I'm gonna drop you off somewhere safer. Yes. You see my armor profile?
Yes, I see your armor profile. I know. Just drop me off where you need to drop me off. I'll deal with it.
Where do you want?
Okay.
Close to the house.
Sure.
I can probably get there,
Yeah.
and you can jump there, and you only have to deal with field guns. Probably the Shrek. Maybe you'll get to the houses.
I'll deal with it. That sounds good to me. Give me the
Okay. I didn't actually hit next turn on all these things. Okay, the Centurion is going to back up 4 hexes. Wick can go.
I don't want to go.
I mean, you can stand still. You don't have to
No.
go.
I understand. Yeah, I got you. Can I just get a general idea? Are you pushing or are you staying in the middle? Just a general for me. Actually, Radix, are you pushing or just give me a general idea?
I'm intending to go for that Shrek.
Aggressive. Okay, you're being aggressive. Okay, that's fine. Don't have to tell me you're moving. You're being aggressive. Okay, gotcha. You're being aggressive. I will provide cover. I will support.
I'll be honest. I'll just tell you. I'm just gonna jump on top of the Shrek and shoot into the field guns.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna provide you some cover fire. Oh boy.
No, you do what you need to do. It's like, as I said, I'm just gonna kick the Shrek and just shoot the field guns from the high cover.
Yeah.
Quit.
I'm just thinking. Do I be bold?
Oh, I thought it was spelled SHREK.
No, there's a C in there.
Okay.
It's a very German word. So like Panzerschreck.
All right, I'll be bold.
It's German for fist, I believe. Which is a very Steiner kind of word.
Alrighty. Well, see, I've finished my move. I just want to figure out my direction. I have a movement point for direction. I just want to see if I want to change it or not. But I'm essentially done.
Okay.
Is it just a facing turn, maybe?
The Shrek's gonna stick. So Xerxes and Rama can go as well.
Where do you want Rama to go? Go in the woods
Yeah.
so that you can jump into.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's a good setup. Jump into a Centurion or
Or the
a field
bunker
gun.
there.
Yep. Tear it apart. Sounds good to me.
And Xerxes?
Oh, Xerxes had to go put the baby to bed.
Okay. So, do you want to give me a move for Xerxes?
I guess I could. I'm just trying to think of where he would want to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
This is good.
What?
Try it.
One sec. Trying to figure out where to move Xerxes if he's
Okay.
gone looking after the baby.
Yep.
I got a fun place to put you. It's exactly 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Hey, apologies.
Oh, excellent. Well, it is your turn.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. Sorry, just observing the battlefield here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the Cataphract is the only mech left to move. And then there's also the Scimitar and the Manticore.
Want Rama to fire.
And just about everything else is friendly.
Okay.
There's the Hunter as well.
Is it bad that I think I might stick?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I think I might just stick. Get some good numbers. See what I get.
Okay, Rama.
You want to move her out to start firing on tapes.
Ready to go?
She's do that?
Sorry, did Rama move this turn or already? Or
Rama already moved, it looks like.
Moved,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, then it is the hunter.
Yeah, because Thelma is the only one that's...
Well, you said we need gold, right? So, I have a gold area. Do you want me to copy?
Okay, hunter moves there.
You got it?
Frederick. Done.
Sorry, I was muted. Run for one. Done.
Thank you.
Save the cataphract.
This is the cataphract. It's currently at kind of ideal range to light Xerxes up, so I will stand and deliver if you will stand and deliver.
Let the standing and delivering continue.
Nikita and Thelma can both move.
2, 3.
If anyone would love to help me murderize this thing, I'd be more than happy.
And my ears are tingling.
No, you're not. You're kind of in your Xerxes. It gives me 8 axes.
Okay, has Nikita moved?
Nikita's moved, yep.
Thelma?
Where do you want to move Thelma, sweetie? Once I lock in my... I'll be dropping off further up, sweet. Thelma, what do you want to do with Thelma? Do you want to move Thelma out to attack tanks?
That's good to me.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, maybe Thelma one to the left. Then you got two. You have two trees. Yeah. Just in case they're probably not going to shoot you, but at least you'll have 2 trees from the field guns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was only good one.
Okay, and the Manticore is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep. Knew that was a possibility.
And then just for funsies, it doesn't skid.
Is
Radix, you are the last move. You go tap dancing on a Shrek.
That's the plan.
All right.
So look, I've set myself up so that I can get you to these woods up here. Or to these woods up here. They're close to this area. So you're going to be closer to those guns on that side.
Okay. Cataphract is standing and delivering with Xerxes. You have partial.
In that case, it would be with G. Or no, plays Marlon.
is the scimitar through a tree for me? I think it is, right?
Yes.
Dave,
Yep.
I have a question for Defender. Wick to Cataphracts. Left side it is one tree. Right side is rear, but with two trees.
I'll take the rear.
Rear of two trees?
Yes, please.
Okay, rear of two trees.
Okay, and Centurion.
The scimitar or the manticore?
Right, Centurion's short an arm. That's inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
Scimitar moves fast, and if you do a lot of damage to it, it'll probably die easier. Or have a chance to die easier.
Okay, well, which one is more damage?
Manticore is more damage.
Two trees. Let's do two trees.
You want to hit the scimitar with the Thelma? Okay, hey, Thelma, you get to do something.
Can you make sure that your elementals have all done moves?
Yeah. I'm setting them up right now.
Cool, thank you.
That's scimitar. Does location matter with this new system for tanks?
No.
Okay. I shoot the scimitar with you. So Rama, you obviously want to do something with her, right? Like fire missiles?
Can we pull trigger?
Yes, go ahead and pull triggers.
Ooh, full bow. Nice.
Okay.
So Rama,
Make sure.
you want to shoot the Centurion or the field gun?
So Dave, I was shooting at the Centurion. One of my medium pulse lasers missed by 1, so I need to make a roll to hit on that.
Okay.
You want field gun? Okay.
Well, what's more dangerous?
Hard to say. This is a bunch of flight AC-5s. This is a mech, but it's missing an arm.
Is it missing firepower?
Some, yeah.
Okay, then let's focus on the field.
Okay. That's gonna be range.
Woohoo!
Make sure I got the right field gun. It's 3.
Okay, and Hunter's gonna hold fire. Shrek has its options. Ooh, and one of them's Rama at short range.
Ew.
Yeah, but Rama's in woods and stuff.
Yep. Is Karam dismounted?
No, Crom's still on me.
Okay. And you've got a 2 and a 3 attached to your mech. What's...
Oh. 1 second. Let me fix it. I ran for 3, so
Okay. So that's plus 4, 6, and that's 5. Yeah.
Hope Thelma blows up some tanks.
So I'm going to adjust the numbers to make it work for shooting at Rama, because the Shrek is going to shoot at Rama.
okay.
But I can't add enough trees to add the movement modifier plus the actual trees. So Shrek is firing at Rama with 3 PPCs and hits with 1 of them. So that means Trooper number 2 takes 10 points of damage.
Is instantly killed?
I believe elementals start with 11, so they should be good.
Okay.
The number 2 is just naked.
Yeah.
Oh, son. Oh, Halcyon. Or Gauge.
10 plus 1. The 1 is the structure. You are naked.
Yes, and by structure, we mean... Alright. Field Gun 3 is going to open up on Wick.
Okay.
With 3 autocannons.
Oh boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Field Gun 2 is going to fire on Rama. Range 6, mercifully. Ooh, but hits with 3 autocannons.
So, 3 5-point, I guess.
3 5-point hits to Troopers 2, 3, and 4. So Trooper 2 is dead.
Halcyon! Oh, the prosperity ends!
No!
And Field Gun 1 is going to fire on Vradix.
So just Trooper 2 take the damage?
Trooper 2 takes, another 5. And then Troopers 3 and 4 will each take,
5.
yeah.
So I'll engage.
You know what's sad? You needed 12s to hit me, and you rolled snake eyes still. Just
Yeah,
to
well.
show how bad it was.
Yeah, these things happen. Alright. I believe I have done shooting with all the things I want to shoot with. So, the Cataphract is taking incoming fire from the Arcticheetah and the Gargoyle and Wick. And it's going to be bad.
Very bad.
For all of them. Alright. I'm just going to hit Resolve All. So, Xerxes, your first large laser, follows up from some damage from Nikita to find the inside of the right torso.
Oh, fun.
And then your second one also finds the inside of the right torso.
Yeah.
Neither one finds any crits, though.
Oh.
He's an active probe, so you can look at him. You can also look at the Centurion.
Alrighty.
Oh, I didn't know I could see this insurance. I was watching the catch rat since it was right next to Nikita.
Yeah.
Ooh, he is not happy.
Speaking of the Centurion, we're taking an
We need to add a
SRM-4
hit to it.
from Vradix to the rear.
We need to do a hit for a medium pulse laser on it.
Okay. Do you want me to roll the macro, or do you want to roll 2d6?
I'll roll 2d6. It's just the one.
Sure. 6 will be rear right torso for 7 points of damage. That will go inside after the SRM you hit with, but
Hey!
will not get a crit.
Oh, boo.
No fire on the Manticore.
I hit the Manticore with a large.
What's Thelma firing at?
Did you?
That was firing at the scimitar.
Oh, sorry, no. I changed it to the medium hover tank because I had a better shot on it. My mistake.
Okay.
Apologize.
All good?
So, Thelma shot at the scimitar.
Okay.
Rob shot at Field Gun 3.
I also shot paper on that one. I hit with one large laser.
On Field Gun 3?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can actually resolve damage to it. It doesn't need to be against a paper target.
I'm going bio. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh,
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
oh, it's Field Gun 3. Okay, I'll declare changes.
3 is... That's 10, 20 damage. So the scimitar will need to make a do I live check with a because because it is a light vehicle. Is that the check for that?
It survives.
It doesn't
Double the
survive.
season.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Woo!
Okay.
And I guess I'll do Field Gun 3 as well.
Let me make sure I've got damage for that already. Anyway, you have destroyed
Enemy
the
vehicle
scimitar.
destroyed.
Oh yeah.
And then Field Gun 3 is taking a whole bunch of SRMs from Rama, and then a large laser from Frederick. And you had like it being a, so you gave it like a +3 for its cover, or no, +2.
+2.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
I deliberately
do I have to
used
give it a
force
+2?
didn't count.
Yep.
Dave,
Yep.
do I have to give it a +2 for its cover?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, 1 second. Let me fix that.
Okay, and then I think that is it.
So, just giving it 2 trees.
This
Okay.
is the bunker.
There you go.
Okay, so that is now 2 SRMs hit. So that's 10. 14. 18. 20 and 22. So that's a +2 modifier to this roll. Natalie, do you want to give me a 2d6 roll?
All right. The ROM 2d6.
Yeah, that's dead.
Rama did it.
Sweet.
No more incoming fire, Dave. Can I make a piloting check?
Yeah, be my guest. Speaking of, Cataphract needs to make its pilot check, which it makes. Alright, yeah, we can move to next turn.
Standing like a mech.
Hold up, I just got back. I still get to do physicals.
Oh, yes, you do. I don't think there's... Oh, wait, no. Hold the phone. There's physicals against Nikita from Cataphract.
That's correct.
It's already... So, Nikita, are you still in the... Are you in the physical phase?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because it's stuck, if I recall, right?
Yeah, the Cataphracts didn't move, yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just going to declare it stationary again. Move to the physical phase. And then it's going to kick Nikita.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it a kickback.
Okay. No
Since
different.
the Shrek is in the forest and I'm in the same forest, I don't need to add forest, right?
No.
Okay.
So I need you to complete your weapons phase, Nikita.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I gave you a kick.
Oh, okay.
I rolled a 3 when I needed a 4+ apparently. I'm doing my pilot check now.
Are you unable to kick me, Dave?
I am not.
I'm going to go to heat phase, see if that does anything.
Yeah, that shouldn't. It's like it's waiting for you to complete the weapons phase.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think because you're a mismatched turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
they
on the
were-
elemental.
Oh, you did it with elementals.
An elemental did a kick.
Ding, 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 ding.
That, sorry.
That'd be pretty hilarious.
Crit, multi-crit, and thing explode.
There we go. Resolve kick.
Promote that element.
That's
To the head.
Sorry. I blame the drugs.
Yes, Rama cannot
Oh, I
kick.
can't kick you anymore.
No?
No.
Oh, did you move to the next turn?
No, I didn't. It says you have moved to the next turn.
I mean, I just resolved a kick against you, so...
I think that's what Nikita has to go to the next turn and then go into the next round.
Yeah, it won't let me kick. Says the
Okay.
cataphract has
All right,
moved on.
roll me 2d6 and we'll see if it matters.
Okay.
Because you're a 3 pilot.
Yeah.
So 3 you ran, I moved for not enough, and I'm in a tree. Is 4 you hit. So roll me 1d6. Yeah, you hit, and then roll me 1d6.
1d6?
Yeah. One d6, please.
Yep. 1 second.
And you weigh 30 tons?
Yep.
All right, so that's my left leg taking 6. Okay, so I am dismissing that. And now can move to the next turn. So do you have the kick coming at you?
Incoming physicals. 1 second.
Because that's going to be bad kick for you.
It is a bad kick for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 point of structure left. Thankfully, no crit.
That's good.
And I have to make a piling check.
Yep, for being kicked, yeah.
And I make it.
All right.
Next turn.
Next turn.
Is that Varex's? He must be in danger.
No, that's the one from before.
Oh, that's from before? Okay, so I guess Dave's got to clear the initiative track.
Yeah, and then Vradix, you just missed with a kick, but you made your pilot check, I
Oh,
presume?
pilot check I made flying colors. It's just I rolled like a 3 for the hit. So.
Right.
My mech again. Alright, let me highlight them again. At least it gives you the warning now. At least, you know what? They changed roll 20. They actually give you a warning now that says you didn't click on your mech.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's a new warning now.
That's good.
I'll be right back.
Alright, if everyone's gonna step away, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, be my guest. Well, I very conveniently rolled the same initiative for a lot of my units. But yeah, take a quick pee break, grab a drink, do whatever. Be right back.
Cool. Be right back.
All right. So Rama is up if Bree or Natalie are free.
We're moving her towards the Shrek, right? To get her out of the range of PPC.
That would certainly be a move you could make. So also, Rama being an infantry unit could like occupy one of those bunkers.
Ooh.
I think. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
Is she
handy.
still susceptible to PPCs from there?
Yes, but she would be like it would be like she's in a heavy woods, but it only works for infantry.
Okay.
Now you could move to a place where you'd be dead zone from just about everything, and then like the next turn could, but
Right. It's just that her core is now injured, so.
Mm-hmm.
Bree?
Jumping on the tank might be fun, even if it takes 2 turns.
Bree, can't hear you. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can definitely hear you.
Okay.
Huh.
Be the best spot by level space. So
So, do you have a move for Rama? Do you want her to advance, jump into a bunker, fall back?
Hang on a sec, Breeze. Rama's up, so I need your help.
Well,
Rama's up.
I can move the token for you if you want.
Okay. I don't know which is safer, going dead zone.
Well, dead zone will be like fairly safe this turn, but like we'll
But maybe
open
not
up the
so much
opportunity
next
to like jump on the Shrek next turn if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get rid of that fucking.
Okay, cool. So we'll have to do that for you.
Possible.
Radix, you're up.
I could be dead zone this turn and then go on to the Shrek next turn. Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Thank you.
Cool. Radix.
Yeah, you read my mind. That's where I was thinking of moving it next turn.
Jerry, you there?
I'm just wondering if I want to risk just staying stationary or not.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it, or I can go after field gun 1.
Certainly go after field gun 1. So, and the field guns do count as infantry, so infantry like damage, so like flamers and machine guns will do extra damage against them.
Yeah, no, I remember from last time. Yeah,
Right, but
okay,
in terms of like they're
Rama's
behaving a little differently this turn, they don't have just like an absolute number of hit points. Okay. Well, the Shrek will stay put. And the Manticore will not stay put. It's gonna head for these woods. Okay, the Hunter. Yeah, is gonna go for it. And the cataphract. Has heard about these monstrous armored infantry things that... So it's going to back off. Oh, wait a minute.
So, Elma.
It's going to be there.
Elma?
And so I'm going to move Thelma into
Yeah.
the woods.
Thelma, Xerxes, Nikita, and Frederick all go.
Batteries.
And I will be letting Karam off here.
Okay. So Thelma's done and Nikita's done?
Yep.
Okay. Frederick and Xerxes?
Ran for 2.
Thank you. Xerxes?
Working on it.
Yep. 5 seconds.
And then Wick, treat yourself as on deck.
Yep. I have a couple moves ready.
What?
You want me to shoot the Shrek or you want me to hit one of the mechs?
Shoot the fucking Shrek.
Shoot the fucking Shrek.
Are
Oh,
you
wait a
guys
minute.
dead zone to the Shrek though?
I'm not.
You're. Oh yeah, you're not. Nikita isn't, but the elementals are dead zone to the Shrek, right?
They are.
Bree, what are you asking if I want? You want my elementals to shoot on the Shrek?
Your elementals can't shoot it, but I can.
Yep,
Alright.
that's your call. Is there any other mech warrior that needs backup here?
Xerxes, are you done?
Yep, just fixing my token.
Matt, you still need backup, yes?
Just the field guns and the mechs that have to be disposed of. And the
Okay.
hunter. And I think the manticore, I don't know if it's still alive.
Centurion stands still, and Wick is up.
It's interesting.
Interesting. Stood still.
Easy shots. Time to
Field gun 3 is no more.
cook. Time to cook the Shrek. And myself. Time to do what Architas.
Double thoughts. We're done.
Okay.
So So if the Shrek dies, love, this turn, then you could focus your attention to the field cannons with the elementals.
Sounds good.
And if not, then they are the contingency plan that will ensure the Shrek is destroyed.
I can jump back on top of the Shrek next turn. I just want to keep constantly having a move mod, so.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Now you
Next,
can
yeah.
use the field cannon to
Cataphract is left side for me.
Yes.
Just barely. Oh. That was nice.
Oh, that'll do.
Incoming weapons. That was the idea.
Love, did you want Thelma to shoot at the Manticore or the Cataphract?
Oh boy.
So
Cataphract pretty shit shape, yeah. So
Cataphract has one woods in the way.
I need Karam to complete the movement phase.
Karam?
Yeah, because you just dismounted her, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Field Gun 1 is opening up.
Ooh.
1 second and
Oh boy. 5 autocannons hit Karam's point.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, you'll be fine.
What I just for?
All right. Dave, how
Yeah.
about that? If you want to roll the elementals.
Okay, I'm done shooting. So the Cataphract fired on the Gargoyle and hit with an autocannon and an LRM-5. In return is taking 2 ER larges and an LB-10 from the Warhawk and an ER large from Xerxes.
How's his left leg doing?
Well, the second large laser that hits there goes inside, gets chance for crit, lands a couple of crits. LB pellets find the open right torso.
Oh. And the open
and the open left leg, and the open right torso again. None of which result in a crit though. But the large laser did get a couple of crits.
Ooh, nice. Like crits.
Nice.
The Centurion from Wick will take a large pulse, a medium laser, and an SRM-6 after firing ineffectively at Xerxes. The large pulse will find its center torso going deep inside, getting a critical hit.
Nice.
The Manticore is taking 5-10 from a Warhawk, plus another 21 from medium pulse lasers from Xerxes.
Yes.
I haven't resolved fire yet from my. Did you want me to hit the Cataphract or the Manticore with Thelma?
Cataphract.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the Manticore taking over 30 damage, which is a +3 modifier to this roll. Xerxes, you hit it last. Give me a 2d6 roll with a +3 modifier. And looking for a 9.
Then, and you said +3?
Yeah.
So, Dave, the
Yep.
Cataphract takes 4 more missiles.
Okay.
12.
You kill that Manticore dead.
Nice.
Thelma's last. Rush.
And in response, I fall over.
Oh shit.
Excellent
Trap
choice.
behind the hill.
The pilot
Destroyed.
Oh, no, you're not.
the pilot safety. Is it roll or just pass?
So pilot safety, roll, consciousness. You just passed.
Copy. Okay, and direction.
So was pilot safety successful?
Yes.
Okay, so that means you only take 1d6 damage.
Love,
Yep.
Rama has line of sight, or is on
You
the
take
line.
a fatigue point.
Dave,
Yeah.
can Rama see the Centurion?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I did fail my. No, that's failed the pilot check. Sorry, safety check. I got.
You pass the safety check, but you've then we're good.
Let 2 hexes.
Okay, so and the there. So and then we take some SRMs from Thelma. Ooh, one of them hits the head.
Mm.
And then one of them's gonna hit the open right torso.
Nice.
Let's see if and cave in the right torso. Let's see if it touches off the ammo. It does.
Nice.
Is that?
So Thelma just killed the cataphract.
Nice.
Yes. Good girl.
Continues to be a beast.
I need to resolve damage for Karam by the field guns.
Yep.
Yes. So, field gun 1 fired at Karam and hit with 5 autocannons.
Not terrible.
So, 5 points of damage to each of Trooper 2, 4, 1.
2, 4, 1.
So Karam himself takes 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then Trooper 5 takes 10 points of damage.
Oi.
All good.
Written hit.
Getting lit up.
Mm-hmm. Kill that shit.
Nice.
Okay, as for incoming weapons, it takes 2 medium lasers from Braddock's.
Hooray.
So Braddock's, do you want to roll me 2d6 and add a +1? And you're looking for a 7. Oh yeah. Infantry wiped out.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Back to the Shrek.
Oh, the Shreks could be taking quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
So
just,
speaking of
I
the
can
Shrek,
jump on top of it. Rama's got to jump on top of it.
so it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 medium lasers from Nikita, which is going to be a +2 modifier to this roll.
Yep.
So Bree, you're looking for the target number is 10, and you get a +2 modifier. So 2d6 +2. Not so much. The Shrek is still a Shrek. Okay. The cataphract, however, is no longer a cataphract. And is well and truly kaput. Killed to death by ammo explosion, courtesy of Thelma.
Nice.
Nicely done.
All right, on to next turn. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, that's right. My target's dead. I can't physical it anymore.
No. The Centurion falls down.
Oh.
In that sort of direction. Yeah, and I think at this point,
Yeah, let's see if they surrender. Let's let the commander set
Yeah.
something up.
This is planetary governor Jack Hamilton. All defending forces, all militia forces, stand down. We surrender unconditionally. I, for one, welcome our new clan overlords. Welcome to our lovely world. Please don't mess it up too much.
We've come for your food, and we are going to pillage all your supplies.
We have
To
lots
the
of
In-N-Out Burger, man. To the In-N-Out Burger.
We have lots of food. There is a taco joint on 4th Street that I highly recommend.
What are tacos? What? Is that an insult? What are tacos?
Tacos are delicious food. You gotta try them.
Your conditions for surrender have been accepted, and
I said we surrender unconditionally. There are no conditions. We give up.
oops, I just lost my browser. Weird.
Yeah, for those interested, here's what the Centurion looked like.
Oh, wow. That poor Centurion.
Yeah, that was not gonna win any fights against any of you.
Oh, God, no.
Unless it decides to charge people.
Yeah, and even then, it's not fast enough to charge people.
I got this image
You
now.
can shoot it down before it.
I didn't lay a single finger on Frederick.
I got this image of Radix walking into a taco joint, being like all confused.
I don't understand. Am I supposed to kill someone in here?
No,
Like,
no,
what
no.
are these flat-
You're supposed to eat it.
All right.
Why is there so much color in this food? Why would you need so much color?
To the taco joint. Let us see what these tacos are about.
What do you mean no cutlery? Where's my knives?
Yeah, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, he just doesn't eat anything that doesn't. If Radix doesn't eat anything that can't be eaten with a knife.
Good, babe.
You just see me like stabbing the burrito.
Yeah.
You only give me once, and it was just that kick in the leg. And that was it.
Yes. In case it needs to be said, decisive Clan Jade Falcon victory.
Yep.
It's like you see me just searching in this taco restaurant for something with enough girth to stab. My fellow warriors, I found something called a burrito. It seems to be manageable.
Yeah, like you can see the crew of the remaining field gun, the crew of the tanks, and all of the infantry in the other bunkers just like lay down arms and run into the city.
Oh man. Uniform? What uniform?
I guess.
These are just weekend reservists. Like,
yeah. We do not want to be killed.
Yeah.
I guess we could basically stand in the city and reassure them that they're not going to be harmed and explain to them the clan ways of.
Yep. No, they are by far the most receptive. Like, you'll just let us give up, and then you won't like blow us up.
Yeah.
And more or less let us keep living our lives.
Yeah.
That is our way.
Deal. Like,
we have superior health care.
Do we need to like pay you enormous amounts of money?
What's money?
Do we need to like, you know, are we gonna be like your slaves? Like, what's the downside here?
You get amalgamated into our caste system, and
So it's just a different flag on the flagpole.
Pretty much.
Okay.
What is your beliefs and the teachings of Kerensky?
That all depends on what are your beliefs on the teaching of Kerensky.
What have you been taught about him?
That he was the greatest military leader of all time.
They get to live.
Sweet! Would you like some tacos?
I'll take the burritos.
Or
Unlike
Burritos, a warrior's food.
Not damage a building at all.
I was just gonna say that, Dave. This taco is a warrior's meal.
You mean I can keep living in my mansion by the seaside and you won't bug me?
What's a mansion?
My humble domicile.
Then yes. What's a seaside?
Yes.
I think it is that over there. I point at the one.
So yeah, so at some point
We know what a sea is, right? I don't think we're going that far, are we?
You've had educations. Yeah,
In
so
fact, you probably have better educations than most spheroid.
Yeah. So at some point, each of you will open your hatch and smell the sweetest air you've ever smelled in your entire life.
It needs more blood to be saturated in it.
You're like, oh, this is what the inner sphere is about. It's like this is where people live. This is what living is like. And like you see, people living in luxury for the first time in your life. You see people having this it's not like hardship isn't what your life has been hardship your entire lives.
Yeah, and we don't even know the difference, right?
Yeah, no, that's just the way life is. And you see old people and just happy old people is such a alien concept to you.
Those old people must see battle every single day.
Remember,
retirement isn't a concept for you.
Well, also our experience is if you got that old, you're probably you're probably no one to fuck with.
Yeah, except these don't look like warriors. These are soft people.
Yeah,
Even the more impressive.
Yeah.
It's not like looking at an 80-something-year-old Natasha Kerensky.
No. These are all people that have these are all people that have had lots of tacos. And even the prisoners you've taken are all reservists. So they all have gray on their temples. And they are young for this world. You have conquered retirement planet.
Nice.
we conquered Florida.
We did. We honestly
I mean,
did.
technically Southwest California, but
Yep. Still retiree land.
yeah.
A retiree land. Sorry?
Why does everyone have bleached blonde hair here?
Yes.
Frosted tips for everyone.
I bet you that there is a city on this world named Florida, and in the news, all they see is Florida man does this.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, you are treated to a solid month of the best R&R you have ever had in your entire life.
Great opportunity for next session for me to have a fight with Rama then.
Absolutely. But the air is just easier to breathe. Like I want to underline how much just like your entire life has been at least some kind of unpleasant, and you are now in the nicest place you have ever been in your life.
You know what? Should I see? What was his name? Who was it? Was it? What's his name? Hazen, who was the Devlin. When he's if I see him at some point, I may make the comment that like almost makes you want to become a garrison soldier.
So after the like formal handover of the planet, and like because it's handed over to Devlin Hazen as the ranking officer, and like there is absolutely no like no resistance, no like as soon as like surrender, it's like hey, we're done. Great, welcome our new leaders. Run down the Steiner flag. Run up the Jade Falcon flag. We're very happy about that. Welcome. Try our tacos. They're the best.
We are basically giving them the best deal, like the best deal any inner sphere has ever gotten.
Yeah.
When it comes to being
like they've heard the horrors of everything that's come up to this point. They're like, we absolutely completely give up. Please, yes, take us. We didn't like those Steiner Davian people anyway. They were jerks. Just leave us alone. Please just leave us alone. You want tacos? Here's a truck full of tacos.
And we got a summoner to boot.
Yes, you did. You catch up with Xerxes. You catch up with Devlin Hazen several days after the like formal handover, and you know this has by all reports been the like easiest handover of any planet in conquered by the clan so far. They've just like, you're here to take over? Great, cool, please.
Now, with any of the books that I had read, like that I got, have talked about like how planetary, turnovers go, stuff like that. Like would I have a conception of like how much better these guys are going to be than like say if the Draconis Combine took them over?
Yeah, you would probably have some sort of like, you'd have some indication of, and particularly because like the book you would have gotten would have been from a FedCon library, it would be a little biased.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Where you know that the Draconis Combine is, it's not quite as rough as life is on like the like in the Capellan Confederation, where it's basically Soviet communism.
Yeah.
But yeah, like quality of life in the Federated Commonwealth is better than it is anywhere else. Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah.
And you're seeing evidence of that all around you.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And to the point where, so a couple of days later, you catch up with Star Colonel Devlin. You find him on the beach in a pair of swim trunks, wearing a pair of sunglasses. Just like, you can tell he is where he wants to be.
Yep.
He's like,
Awesome.
he's just like, nah, this is what life can be like. This is why we have left the home worlds to come take the inner sphere, is because of worlds like this.
It is truly amazing. Almost makes you wish to be reassigned to a garrison unit.
Careful the way you speak there, Xerxes. I could arrange that.
This planet would make me soft in days. I had no idea what that our lives were as hard as they that lives could be this easy, and that our lives were so hard.
Indeed. I mean,
I know nothing else, and I would have nothing else.
look at my skin. I'm told this is a tan.
Yeah, I've swam in the ocean several times. My calluses are gone.
You talk about all this, but then
there is a custom of the natives. They ride waves on planks of wood. It's called surfing, I'm told.
Why do the girls
we should
only
try
cover
this.
themselves with bubbles?
Yeah, I feel like I just feel sick in the sun.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you not feel pity, Xerxes, for our war brother, Frederick? He is literally bursting into flames in the
corner. Well, nothing to see here. It just catches fire.
Frederick, as the new upper class, you can definitely find some people that will carry shade around with you.
I will do
Carry a big umbrella.
Yeah.
I'll do my duty to run through continue running through the transfer of power with the, I guess, the administration that we've taken over.
Well, yeah. So anybody you talk to are like, okay, you're the new bosses. Great. What can we do for you?
I need to inventory of all your war supplies and medical supplies and anything of value for war efforts.
I mean, certainly the armory of decades, centuries old, like tanks and small arms that are left. They are at your disposal.
Well,
would you like a 150-year-old Shrek tank? You can have one.
Our primary concern right now is for agriculture. What does this world provide, and what services does the population have to provide fresh agriculture?
Certainly, there is plenty of agriculture on world, and so long as we have enough food to feed our people, you are welcome to any excess. Certainly, as the new leader of our world, we would not want to ship foodstuffs to our enemies, the Federated Commonwealth.
Of course.
I like how these guys suck up. It's very encouraging.
It's adorable, isn't it?
Truly. And I would rustle up somebody to teach both me and Devlin how to surf.
Oh,
and if I can, I get Connor.
Oh yeah, no, Connor is all about this.
Nice.
So you and Connor are bros,
mm-hmm.
and the surf instructor is, dude, and full on like sunglasses with the croquis, zinc oxide on his nose, tanned to hell. He's like, dude, you guys are gonna go out there on the surf and you're gonna tear it up. Hang 10, bro. And you and Connor both feel right at home.
Nice.
I'll go up to Rama in full uniform and just confide in her. It's like, what fresh hell am I in now? There's no wreckage and smell of infernos in the air or blood. Where are we?
Welcome to Malibu, Radix.
This is like the worst planet we've been to.
I don't know. I think it's kind of nice.
Him and Wick are both like sitting in the dropship, completely miserable.
Yeah. There's a there's a house there that I could see being mine someday.
Did Roma just say that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry, she's not 2 days from retirement just yet.
Oh, thank God.
Break my heart.
I was taught to die in the battlefield, the greatest glory. How could I achieve that here?
Image Xerxes on a friggin' surfboard now.
Roma would break the surfboard. Like, her size would just like, the minute she tries to like get up on it, it just sinks.
She would need an extra large surfboard.
Yep. Yeah.
Extra buoyancy.
We have these old long boards. They're centuries old, but here, this might work.
Yeah. Yes, you get into like talks with some of the civilians. They have like very strong, their strongest opinions are about like guacamole and cilantro.
Cilantro is the devil. That's me personally saying that, not in character.
I am totally there with you.
You just have the wrong gene.
I know.
And record scratch as somebody who is like very proud of their genetics. Like, what did you just say?
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, oh, I said the wrong thing. I said the wrong thing. It's okay not to like cilantro. It's okay not to like cilantro.
It tastes like soap.
Yes, it tastes like soap for everybody around here. Please don't kill me.
I like cilantro, so.
Cilantro is my god, but I will forgive you.
It's okay. You are entitled to your wrong opinions.
No, it's a genetic thing. Some people it tastes like soap. That's why.
My sons both think it tastes like soap.
But yeah, so in the coming weeks there are like celebrations and a fireworks display and
we're under attack
and a like declaration of a new holiday of like Jade Falcon Day on Malibu.
It's amazing.
Jade Falcon Day.
Liberation Day.
Yeah,
think Wharf on Risa. That's me right now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Xerxes gets invited
Or,
to all meetings where he poses for the famous photo.
Yep.
How am I blanking on the name of the clan founder? Gets like, and the first person who can name the clan founder gets an extra XP. Huh?
Hazen.
Elizabeth
Hazen. Yeah, Braddock, you get an XP. Yeah, so they have Elizabeth Hazen Day.
Nice.
Nice.
I've had moments like that too, where when you blank on something we know as common knowledge since the
Yeah,
beginning.
totally. Anyway, so that will be sort of where we wrap up. Is there anything anybody wants to do right now in terms of just like celebrating victory, enjoying the really nice weather and the really nice people?
Karam treats all his elementals to tacos.
Yep.
I help and turn the body of Halcyon for falling gloriously in combat.
No, Halcyon made it. It was Gage that didn't.
I thought Halcyon was the one who died.
Nope.
Gage died.
Gage died.
Oh, well, how come we were talking about Halcyon being two?
Halcyon took a hit, but yes, you can have tacos in honor of Gage.
In honor of Gage, and then we will go and try to surf.
So you find a restaurant that has a sign that says all you can eat tacos.
Oh god.
And then 24 elementals enter the restaurant, and the purveyor of the restaurant looks very nervous.
I hear they shaved an ape. No, 12 apes.
Like, Karam comes in first, and he's like, oh, wow, you're a big boy. And then 23 more people the same size as Karam come in. It's like,
Ooh.
we're going to need more tacos.
Kyle, you don't get a break today. Sorry, man.
He runs into the back and gets on the phone. It's like, we're going to need more tacos.
Especially if it's an Alpha store, that means they've got to be roasting pigs and stuff in the back, like right now.
Yeah.
Their
oh, God.
was destroyed.
And he's like, yeah, I know. Think of the biggest guy you've ever seen. Okay, now think of him a foot taller. Now think of 24 of them. We need more tacos.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
There are some tacos, and then a short delay later, and there is a truck full of tacos to feed your star.
If you think about it, if they only serve one kind of taco, that's a problem. But if they serve several types, like fish, the beef, pork, then they should be fine.
Yeah. So they anyway, this is by far the nicest place you've ever been and the most receptive of a populace of any world you've taken.
Nice.
They're like rolling out the red carpet for you left and right.
Nice.
Well,
let's hope they tell their friends.
Yeah. Well, and you are just like, well, this is the way it's done. We won our trial of possession. We have dominated the planet. This is the way it's supposed to be.
Why would we subjugate a people that are so delightfully accepting of this of the way of things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is how we will end with tacos.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Oh man, such a good session. That was amazing.
That was so much fun.
And one little postscript. Xerxes, you and Connor and Devlin Hazen are having your surfing lesson.
Yep.
And Devlin gets a call on his communicator.
Ooh.
He's like, all right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Aft Galaxy Commander.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is this about Twycross?
Nope.
No, not yet.
All right. Seventh guard or 7th regulars. We are going to Sedaten.
Ooh.
Oh.
And then looks at his watch, looks at his note computer. In a week.
Wow.
What's the travel time for sedation?
Sedaten is, I would need to look at it, but about 4 jumps. So about a month travel.
Oh, sweet. That'll give me enough time after Rama caves in my skull to recover.
Yes. All right. No.
Well, it looks like we've got a little more time to surf. Shall we, sir?
Absolutely. That is why we are leaving in a week and not immediately.
Sounds good. Also, with our track record, leniency from the higher ups is probably to be expected.
Yeah. And then Devin Hazen will give you a wing. Like, surf's up, dude. And then jump into the surf.
Amazing.
All right. Have a good night, folks. We'll see you in a couple
All right.
weeks.
Good night.
Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Night,
See you in a couple
everyone.
weeks.
Night.